What's good? What's good? Salute to the family. We back. We early. We gonna build. It's time to talk some boxing. It's time to get boxing as just due. This your daily break away from all the hate, all the slander, where we just talk boxing and build the sport up one brick at a time, man. Shout out to the fan. Hit that like button for your boy rolling in. Sub to the channel. Y'all know all the good stuff, man. You know, we gonna talk about it, man. Gotta talk about the Mexican monster, man. I think he got one of the best fights coming up, and he jumped weight to do it. Gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect David, man. I mean, he grew into a fan favorite for sure. You know what I mean? He was looked at as the fat kid that wasn't taken seriously, and now he putting his name in some of the biggest fights for boxing, right? And I think this is one of them, man. Him and Zordo is gonna be a hell of a fight. I say, man, why not talk about it today, man? We got to build on it because you know it's a great fight. Oh, it's a lot to talk about, man. And we gonna get to it. That's why I came on a little bit early, so we could build on all of this boxing, man. Marcus, my dog, was good with it, bro. Muggs is in the building. Was good, fam. How you feeling? Was good with it? Man, I don't know if y'all caught the interview from just the other day with David Benavidez. He was on Ariel Helwani, chopping it up over there, man. He letting y'all know what the plans is, man. I think he gonna go try to make a splash. And I think the dope thing about this dude is he willing to go back down to fight Bevo and better be. It's crazy. So I don't think there's no limit to how far he could push it, man. It's gonna take a hell of a fighter to beat this dude, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna be really hard to beat. And we've seen it already, right? Nobody has come up with the remedy. You know, guys, he showed me some when Benavidez start beating guys that were looked at as more skillful. You get what I'm saying? And then getting better in those areas as well. Like I knew he was gonna be something, man. So I figured, man, why not get into it, man? We'll talk about it, man. We got a little interview from Boots. You know what I mean? Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith says Shakur Stevenson is his dream fight. We know he got a fight with Alberto Puello coming up. What's this at June? I believe it's in June. But I think that's a good fight if it's available. You know what I'm saying? At 140 when the time comes for Shakur, right? It's a good fight. It's a really good fight. It's a lot to get to. We're gonna talk about all of it. Oscar shutting down Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia. We already knew that though. We already knew that fight wasn't gonna get over the hump because they're not they don't get along. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? David should be the face of boxing. I love the way he move and look. I wouldn't be mad at that. But I always say, you know, I got a new saying, let's make boxing the face of boxing. But I get you. I think he is one of the faces though. Like you can't ignore this dude. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore how good Benavidez has gotten over the years and how much he's grown. Like you would have to be living under a rock. You know what I'm saying? If you're really watching boxing, you know this is definitely one of the most dangerous guys out there. You know what I'm saying? And one of the best fighters out there. You get me? Alexis was good with it, man. Hit the like button, everybody. But we're gonna get to this, man. We're gonna get into it because it's a lot of to cover, man. It's a lot of stuff to cover, man. Shout out to Ariel Helwani. He always doing the good work. I just like to share these interviews because we like to hear from the fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? He got a big fight coming up that people shouldn't be overlooking. All right, you should be excited to see this one. Let's get to it, man. We're gonna get right into it, nice and early. We 4 minutes in.
Very next guest in what is it? 10 days time. That's it. Creeping up on us. Cinco de Mayo weekend over in Las Vegas. He'll be moving up to cruiserweight to fight the unified champion up there.
And I felt like it was fitting to talk about it because, like, think about it. We in April. We towards the end. This is Cinco de Mayo. April, May is right there. You know what I'm saying? This fight gonna be here before we know it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all in on this one. I can't wait to see it. I think David going try to make a statement as he always do.
He is a two-division champion, one of the best fighters in the world, the monster they call him. He's going up against Zurdo Ramirez, a massive fight for Cinco de Mayo weekend in Las Vegas. He's the one and only David Benavidez, who's kind enough to join us right here and now to talk about this massive fight. Hello, David. How are you?
Doing good, my brother. Thank you for having me back on again.
Oh my gosh, a pleasure as always. And quite frankly, I can't wait for this fight. I love this fight, and I feel like it's crept up on us. It's happened so quickly that we're finally here. Benavidez, Zurdo, what a massive, massive fight. I feel, and I don't know how you'll take this, I feel like this fight should be talked about more, should be getting more buzz, love, and attention. Do you agree? Do you feel like it's being slept on?
Now, I said with all the stuff that we covered, man, I feel like this needs some more coverage. So here I am, giving David his just due, and Zurdo as well. He's a big guy, man. He ain't gonna lay down. It's gonna be a real good fight.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit slept on, but I think there's still a lot of people really interested in this fight. I'm very excited for this fight. It's a big opportunity for me, and not only is it a big opportunity, it's my first time fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend. So everything is, I feel like everything is.
Let's talk about y'all peep the play. Y'all peep the play. Y'all lucky I don't be instigating with the titles, man. Do y'all peep the play? Hey, man, who used to fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend, huh? You ain't want to fight him. Now this man's stealing your dates. And I don't want to say it like that, but he's fighting on the dates that you commanded for years. And this is not no reach. This is his first time, and I don't think it's no coincidence that they picked this time, right, to put the Mexican monster Cinco de Mayo weekend. I know Canelo was, healing from an injury and all that, and, getting some things together. But this is no coincidence, y'all. It couldn't have been nobody better. They said, look, the natural order of things is what's taking shape, man. But I think this move was intentional, but at the same time, it seemed like boxing is moving on a little bit, right? Canelo, you still here, but you don't want to pass the torch. Well, he about to light his own torch and carry his own shit. That's what Benavidez is literally doing. And I think this could be the start of something special for him, man. I don't think this would be the last time he end up on the Cinco de Mayo weekend. Really don't, especially with the right kind of outcome. Say he go out there and make a statement, man. Say if he stops Zurdo, that'd be crazy, right? If he does that, I'm pretty sure they're going to want him on the fight on this weekend a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because he looked like the next guy. I mean, the passing of the torch, shit, at least Floyd offered Canelo an opportunity at it. I just wonder why he ain't paid forward and offered Benavidez that same, opportunity. But good thing for him in boxing, like he just moved on and now he find himself in a really big, like, I guess Mexican showdown, you could call this, right? May the best man win, but this going to be a real hard dude to beat. He moving up from 75 to cruiserweight. That's what, 25 pounds? Zurdo's a big guy. He already been there. I think he gonna handle business, man. I really do. Shout out to Mine Ass TV. What's good, bro? He said, I think moving forward. Yeah. Hey, I was just saying the same thing. I think he took, like, Canelo didn't want to play ball and pass him the torch or even allow him the opportunity to carry it. So I think the natural order of things, man, and Benavidez stepping in that place, bro. Canelo slowing down. They saying he looking older in training and things like that, man. So I could just only imagine how eager they are for that next Mexican star, because that's just going to bring money. So the more people get behind Benavidez, the better boxing to be. This guy should be supported by everybody. If you're a true boxing fan, there's no way you can't support David Benavidez. I'm not even trying to hear nothing. I don't even want to hear
It's coming along really good, and I'm just very happy, bro. I've been on weight since like last week. I've never.
Bro, real quick, what he did is instead of he tried to snatch the torch from Canelo. They didn't want to allow him to do it. So Benavidez said, hell with it. I'm lighting my own torch and I'm carrying my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doing. Dude jumped up 25 pounds and beating up he going to challenge a real credible guy, man. I think he about the statement. This shit got statement written all over it, man. I'm telling you. And again, he grew on me over the years, man. And I'm no fool. I see exactly what he is, man. And I'm not convinced. I have nobody in mind right now that I got beating him. I just don't. I don't care who you throw out there. Jao Patai, no. Better Beeve, no. Beevil, no. And he about to call Beevil out in his interview, too. Shout out to my dog, Flossie. What's good, bro? How you feeling?
This is like uncharted territory for me. I've never had a training camp where there's been a weight cut. So I'm just very happy, man. I'm very
No
excited.
weight cut
And
could
you know
be
what they say?
problems for
A
Zordo.
happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
So you were rolling at
No weight cut Benavidez might be a
light
problem.
heavyweight. Ultimately, why did you make the move up now?
Just because I was first in line to fight Dimitri Bivol for all the undisputed titles. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for some reason. I think Bivol was hurt. You know, he's barely about to have his comeback fight. I think 2 weeks after my fight. So for me, man, I think I've been trying to show that I've been wanting to make the biggest fights happen. You know, I made some big fights happen. Some other big fights haven't happened, not because of me, but because of other people. And I said, instead of just taking a regular, you know, title defense at light heavyweight, let me challenge myself and let me go up and contend for 2 titles.
And right then and there, that, my friends, man, ladies and gentlemen, is why we support Benavidez. You see what I'm saying? He could have took his title defense, regular title defense. He said, nah, you know what? I want to challenge myself. Let me jump up 25 pounds, challenge Zordo for 2 titles, just like that. Because I'm like that. 25 pounds, man. Dudes be arguing about 3 pounds and shit like that. And this dude jumped 25. No weight cut Benavidez might be a great thing in boxing. I'm telling y'all, no weight cut Benavidez might be vicious, bro. He is, bro. Zordo is really good, but Benavidez is the maniac. That's what I call him. Mexican maniac. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez value makes maniacs regular men. I'm telling you. Because he the true maniac. That's me. What's good, homie? How you feeling? Hey, look. I think with the right strategy and game plan, because I think you got to be strategic as you continue to move up. But I don't think that's far-fetched. That's me. I think it's a possibility. I do. Because he got the size to do it. He got the size to do it. And if he ever decides to go up there stylistically, he going to be a unicorn at heavyweight. He'll be a unicorn with style-wise. It'll be nobody like him. I'm telling you, he got some things, some qualities about him that is going to allow him to get all that he want up out of boxing. Trust me. So win, lose, or draw, I will never not support this dude.
And that's how we landed with this fight with Surdo Ramirez.
That's the thing and I think many fans love and respect about you is that you continue to chase those fights, those big-time fights, those big-time tests, and sometimes they don't materialize. Obviously, we've talked a million times about the Canelo fight, and it felt like the next one was the Bivol fight, and now here he is fighting 2 weeks after your fight, and it kind of leaves a bit of a sour taste in the mouth because it's like, hey, the schedule's aligned here. Why didn't that happen? And so in your opinion, what's the real reason why that fight isn't happening in May?
Well, because Bivol, you know, all my respects to him, and I don't want to make him seem like he's scared or nothing, but he knows what it is when it comes to David Benavidez. You know, he's seen me up close and personal, and I've seen him up close and personal as well. He's a great fighter. You know, we have some great sparring sessions, but he knows I'm not coming to play. He knows that when David Benavidez steps in that ring, all those belts are leaving with David Benavidez. So I think he knew the danger and the severity of this fight. So I felt like that's why he took a tune-up fight first. And, you know, I mean, I respect Dimitri Bivol. He's a great fighter, you know, but he's definitely going to have to come see me after this fight.
I don't care what you say. Benavidez for mayor, man. God damn it. So if it's anybody, look, bro said something earlier, man, about Benavidez being the face of boxing. And me and my bro talk all the time. And one of the things that came up is he said to me, and I've been echoing it ever since we had the conversation, make boxing the face of boxing, right? But we know how fans are. They're going to find people that they need to anoint, the king or the guy. If it's anybody that you're searching for that's a new fighter that you could be calling one of the faces, man, it's definitely got to be him. He fighting the fights. He's winning the fights. He's challenging himself. He going right for the smoke. You know it's nobody that he's not willing to fight. He proved himself more than once, more than twice, time and time again. And now it's at the point where I'm looking at the landscape like, damn, who going to slow this dude down? Who going to beat him? Who going to beat him, man? All respect to Zordo. I expect a great fight, but I don't think it's going to be him. I really don't. I think the volume is going to be trouble for him. I think the hand speed, punch placement, right? He hit you all over, man. This dude, very intelligent fighter. Zordo is big, so they can't say, oh, you only won because you bigger than you can. It's no excuse they can make for the winner or loser in this fight. This is legit as they come, man. It's a real good fight on paper. I think an even better one on fight night, man. Can't wait to see it. But this dude is it. He said, man, Bevel gonna have to see me, man, after this fight. He know what it is with me. He's seen me up close and personal, man. I like the energy, but look, to Bevel's credit, let me throw him a little bit of bail money, even though he don't really need it. But if you know, you know, Bevel's coming off a back injury. The last thing he's gonna do is get in the ring with Benavidez coming off a back injury. That just wouldn't even be smart. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely would want like a tune-up fight, a shake-back fight before you entertain getting in there with the Mexican monster. Because like he said, that could be the night. Them belts go home with him. I'm telling you, he's gonna be real tough to beat, man. He's gonna be real tough to beat.
Okay, so you say after this fight, I'm assuming you believe in your heart that you're going to win. If you look fantastic, feel fantastic at cruiserweight on May 2nd, are you going to move back down?
Yes. Yeah. So my plan is, like I said, my plan wasn't just to abandon the light heavyweight division. My plan was come up, grab 2 titles, come back down, and make this fight with me and Bilal even bigger. That's exactly what I want to do. You know, that my dream is to become a unified champion. So I'm already there. You know, my foot is already there, basically at the finish line. So it's smart for me to come back down. And you know, obviously a lot of people are worried about the weight, this and that. But like I tell everybody, don't worry about that. Let me worry about that. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm just trying to give you guys the best fights possible, the best fights out there. And then after that fight, when I capture the titles, I'm going and I'm fighting Beterbiev. So I'm just trying to give the biggest and best fights happen to the fans. And, you know, I mean, for me, my legacy, this is really what I feel like I have to do. Nobody tells me I have to come back down. Nobody else tells me I have to go fight Shakur Ramirez. Nobody tells me I have to fight Beterbiev. But I want to do it for myself because I know the fans of boxing deserve it.
Bro?
Golly, that's the one, by the way. That's the one that, like, I feel it in my bones. You versus Beterbiev. That's the one that I feel like would be the car crash, and it would be so much fun to watch. Of those, like, those 3 guys, right? Zurdo right now, Bivol, Beterbiev, which is the one that gets you the most excited? The idea of fighting that guy?
To be honest with you, the one that gets me the most excited is probably Beterbiev because, you know, it's just 2 monsters coming at a collision course. And that's what people want to see at the end of the day. You know, I feel like I have a lot of respect for all those men, but, you know, Beterbiev has been the boogeyman for a long, long, long time. So for me being the monster, I got to go in there and take the boogeyman out.
This idea.
And this is why I love this dude. And he not just talking though. This is the thing. Like, if this, you know, a typical fighter, they'll say this stuff and you like, that sound good. But no, he really mean it though. He really mean it. So the guy that y'all saying he trying to age out and all, that's BS, bro. That's BS. He ain't trying to age nothing. Now, dude been old. He gonna be old when and if they ever fight. And he said that's the fight that interests him the most. Dude been a boogeyman for a long, long time. I'm the monster. I got to go in there and take the boogeyman out. And it's not just talk. Like, he mean this shit. He mean it. Yo, Beterbiev is not beating him. I'm telling you, I think he just too old. I think style-wise, Benavidez is just a nuisance for all of these guys. It's somebody that you don't need to be on the other side of you, bro.
Idea of fighting at cruiserweight and people saying that they're worried about the weight and whatnot, lest we forget, you once walked around at around 250 or so pounds, right? So do you feel like that old sort of big kid in you is coming out here? Do you have to curb your tendencies and appetite and whatnot because you were once, you know, quite big?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit, but not too much. You know what I mean? I feel like that's more in the beginning than the training camp. Right now, when I lock in, you know, I don't even want to look at any sugary stuff or any of that stuff. And plus, that stuff, once you get used to eating clean, that stuff makes your stomach hurt. So right now, I'm not even thinking about none of that stuff.
He said, once you start eating clean, eat that sugary stuff makes your stomach hurt. Benavidez, eating clean Benavidez, no weight cut Benavidez is a real thing in boxing. I'm telling y'all think I'm playing. Wait till you get the win. I'm telling y'all, there's no weight cut Benavidez is probably wild, bro. And he eating clean. He about to go in here and bug out on Zurdo.
Stuff right now, I'm just thinking about this fight and this victory, man. I'm very excited for this, and then whatever comes after is going to come.
This fight and the idea of you moving up and fighting Zurdo, was that an idea that you guys chased? Did they come to you? How did it actually all come about?
No, so the thing about what I want to make really clear to everybody is that how I'm taking control of my career right now and picking all these fights, I've been doing that for the past 5 fights. I'm the one who called out Caleb Plant. I'm the one who called out Morrell. I'm the one who called out Andre. I'm the one who called out Zurdo. I'm the one that called out these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of put my matchmaker's hat on, and I go and talk to everybody and see if there's an opportunity to make these fights.
Listen
I was
to
in
what he's
talks
saying.
with Oscar for like 2 years. Since Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, that's the first time I sat down with Oscar. And we were talking about Shula Ramirez because he went up to cruiserweight, and I said, that would be a great fight. He went and won 2 more belts, and he made this fight even bigger. So, I said it would be a good idea for us to make this fight happen. And like I said, every fighter, no matter what promotion company they're in, if you guys are interested in making a fight happen, you guys can make the fight happen.
Listen to what he telling you, bro. Listen to what he telling you. This is, man, look, I ain't big on the face of boxing title, but right now, man, he need to be one of the guys at the forefront, man. The ambassadors of the sport right here, bro. Cause he's literally doing it all the right way. He exposing people that try to hide behind the business and politics and promotional companies. He said, don't matter where you at, bro. You want to make these fights happen, you could do it. This dude said he got his matchmaker hat on. He literally basically looking at the chessboard, seeing what makes sense, what opportunities could be big, and seeing who available, and then trying to make a fight. They tried to get his man Jesse Hart. He said, nah, he want you get what I'm saying, David Morrell, because that's who the people want, and that's who he got. And then he beat the hell out of my boy. You get me? Now he jumping up cruiserweight after having a conversation a while ago with Oscar about this fight. He literally like manifesting his opportunities and making them a reality. And he's winning the fights. He ain't biting off more than he could chew. This dude standing on business. He about to jump up 25 pounds. And then he talking about dropping that same 25, going back to light heavyweight and beating up Better Beeve and Beaver. It's crazy. Dude, a dog, man. I like that he just said
that. It's the first time I sat down with Oscar. And we were talking about Shula Ramirez because he went up to cruiserweight, and I said, that would be a great fight. He went and won 2 more belts, and he made this fight even bigger. So, I said it would be a good idea for us to make this fight happen. And like I said, every fighter, no matter what promotion company they're in, if you guys are interested in making a fight happen, you guys can make the fight happen. You guys just have to both teams have to come to an agreement, but the fights can be made happen. So, like I said, I took things upon my own hands. I talked to all the promotion companies. I talked to my promotion company. I talked to Golden Boy, and we made this fight happen.
Man, and that's just really it, bro. Like, you get it. The teams got to agree and all that. But basically, he telling you, when people want to fight, they can fight. It don't be really nothing stopping you the way these people making it seem. And he a monster. He a dog, and he manifesting these fights and getting them. So don't tell me your favorite fighter is some type of boogeyman. Nah. When dudes really want to make fights, they go about it a certain way. How many times have you seen David Benavidez on social media talking crazy? Talking about percentages, splits, and just random empty-ass caller. How many times have you seen him do it? Because he know that's not the way to make the fight. So he behind the scenes making the moves that's definitely going to move him closer to his goals. Not a clout chaser. He a real one, man. I'm telling you. Surprised he ain't even bigger, bro. I'm surprised he ain't even bigger. But then again, the way boxing fans are, I ain't surprised at the same time. Yeah, the ambassador. Yeah, he definitely should be at the forefront, bro. I don't think he's losing right now either, Flossie. And why is he faster than Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia at welterweight. This man about to be fighting at cruiserweight. Why is he faster than Ryan Garcia? That shit shouldn't even be fair. That's a cheat code. I'm telling you. It's crazy.
So the one name we haven't mentioned yet, and we have to mention him when talking about the cruiserweights, is Jai Opetaia. There's a debate who's the best cruiserweight in the world. Zurdo, Jai are the obvious 2 choices. Who do you consider the best cruiserweight right now?
To be honest with you, they're both champions, so they're both great fighters. Obviously, they have different styles. Some of them, Zurdo and Jai, they do different things, but those guys, they're the supreme beings at cruiserweight, in my opinion. They're both really good, and I feel like I'm a little disappointed, though, because, Jai Opetaia, he's in Zuffa, and we don't know how that situation is going. You know what I mean? So we kind of had everything set. If, once we get past through the Ramirez, we were going to be able to make that fight happen in the future. So I don't think that fight is completely taken off, but I think it's just put back like 1 or 2 years. You know what I mean? But those two fighters at that cruiserweight division, they're the best fighters. Suda Ramirez and Jai Alpatay.
Do you think because Jai has signed with Zuffa and everything going on there, do you think that will preclude him from fighting you? Because in my mind, you win in emphatic fashion, which obviously could happen on May 2nd. That's going to be the one that people are going to start calling for.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely do think it's gonna put it back a couple days. You know what I mean? Or not a couple days, for a bit. But that definitely is the biggest fight. And like I said, once you want to make a fight happen bad enough, you can make it happen. But we just have to kind of sit back and see what this Zuffa thing gets to, and or how they're able to manage their fighters, because they have a lot of good fighters on their stable, but they've made it very clear that they don't want to mess with WBC, IBF, WBO, or WBA. So that's a roadblock there, but it could be fixed.
Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, this man is firing on all cylinders, bro. This is why he a real one. He really paying attention. He not just fighting the fights. He paying attention to what fights make sense and the ones that could be made. You don't hear fighters this rare. A lot of people jumping over there on Zuffa talking about how they going to fight this one and that one. But he clearly knows that, they made it clear that they're not rocking with the sanctioning bodies. So, again, that's a roadblock, but it could be fixed. He know it could. That's just a matter of people putting their ego and pride to the side and saying, look, let's do this shit for the greater good of boxing, man. He literally, he considering all possibilities. So, I already see it now, and I'm telling y'all, I'm not going for it. T-Hill was good with it, bro. Shout out to the mayor and these YouTube screets, man. I don't want to hear it. I see the play already. When he beat Zordo, and I say that respectfully, I just expect him to win, man. He a dog. Zordo win, he gonna get all the credit, but he beat Zordo. Please don't start talking about how he ducking Jai Alpatay and why he won't fight him. I do not want to hear that. I do not want to hear that shit. I'm telling you, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Don't try to, he went and fought Zordo. Why he ain't fight Ja? I do not want to hear it. His first fight at cruiserweight is Zordo Ramirez, who almost a 50-fight vet and bigger. Got the experience up there and everything. Jai Alpatay fought Brandon Gladden, who's a dog as tough as they come in his own right. But I'm just look at that. If the first fight at the weight class, it's a guy for 2 titles and one of the best guys there. Man, you couldn't. Telling you, ain't too many people that move like this and get it done like him.
I'm curious, what do you think of their product so far and everything that they're doing? There's some big changes that could come about. In fact, they were testifying in the Senate today. Oscar was there as well about this Muhammad Ali Revival Act that they're calling, about the changes and whatnot. What do you think about everything Zuffa has done over the past few months?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that they're in the Supreme Court. And, big shout out to Oscar Delahoya. He's really out there advocating for our fighters. That Muhammad Ali Act is in place for a good reason. If the boxers, they don't know that act and what it protects, I suggest that you do your research and see what it protects. Because once that is taken away, it's going to be free game, and not everybody's going to be getting, it's not going to be fair no more. You know what I mean? So what I do have to say about Zuffa is that they've been putting on some good fights, some great fights, actually. I don't really mind the fights that they've been putting it on. But I don't give them too much heat, because at the end of the day, the fighters that they have, they probably didn't, not all of the fighters, but some of the fighters didn't have opportunity to fight for a belt or to even get any fights in PBC, DAZN, or, any other company. Yeah. If a new promotion company comes and gives fighters opportunities for them to feed their family, I have no problem with that. He
really still calling the zone DAZN, yo. It's crazy. Benavidez, wow. DAZN. Bro will not call him the zone, bro. DAZN. That's funny. Jordan, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling?
Of the Muhammad Ali Act, it's very concerning, but at the end of the day, to each their own. That's why every fighter has to have their own personal lawyer. Every fighter has to look at the contracts and all that stuff. So you guys need to be educated when you guys go out there and sign the contracts.
You mentioned this being your first time fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend. You're proud of your Mexican heritage, as is Zurdo. What does this mean to you, getting this opportunity? The best have fought on this particular weekend. For you to now get that shot, prime time, the fight in Las Vegas, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it definitely means the world to me. I've been putting in work for 27 years. I've been professional 13 years. My first time I won a world title, I was 20 years old. I'm 29 years old now. I'm facing Sudo Ramirez for 2 more titles, and it couldn't have happened on a better day. Cinco de Mayo. And also, we're making history because this is the first time there's going to be a Mexican championship fight with 2 Mexicans on Cinco de Mayo in the cruiserweight division. So
Let's go.
it's a big deal for me, and I think this is where this is the time of my life, my career, where I finally pass that threshold to get through that and become the face of boxing.
Oh man, so that's how you're viewing this. This is that moment. This is the new the beginning of that new chapter in your career.
Yeah, this is exactly how I'm seeing it. And you could, just by me talking about this, you could see how motivated I am. And I put everything into this. And what also guarantees me that I'm gonna have a great performance is, bro, I've been on weight since like last week, not even trying to get on weight.
Wow.
So already a weight cut, is a weight cut. It takes some out of you, but like when you don't have to deal with the weight cut, I'm gonna have all that extra energy that I usually put in to make to the weight cut.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it I'm just gonna be able to reserve it and just use it into the fight. So now I'm very excited for this fight. I'm also gonna be bringing, I think this is the first time since James Toney that there's gonna be so much this amount of speed in the fight, because I'm one of the fastest fighters in boxing today. So I'm gonna bring some great speed, some great power, great body shots, and just all around a great display of boxing.
Man, he gonna bring every bit of it too. It's crazy. He know he fast. That shit dangerous for the opposition. He fast as hell, and he bringing all that speed to cruiserweight. The fact that this man ain't lose a bit of speed from what it looked like moving up 25 pounds is crazy. That's why I think Zordo's in for a tough night in the office, bro. I really do. You know what I mean? Good thing he got a good beard on him and he tough, because he gonna need that shit. Ashley's corner. What's good, cuzzo? How you feeling? Yeah, I'm telling you, facing Mexican boxing, definitely he's snatching the torch from Canelo. He ain't want to give it to him, so he's snatching it from him. All 12 rounds. I'm telling you, all 12, he trying to go up top. You know what I'm saying? He trying to beat you up till you ain't there no more, bro. Dude different. His mentality is on point. He fight the way he talk. So you know what he coming to do. He gonna try to hurt Zordo.
Can't wait. Curious, your last fight was in Riyadh. Riyadh season, Turkey, Ring, are they involved in this fight in any way, shape, or form?
I don't think so. I think it's just PBC and DAZN.
Okay.
But we've and Golden Boy. I'm sorry, Golden
Of course.
Boy. But I would love to go back to Saudi Arabia and fight there one day. Again, they treated me really good. Turkey Al-Sheikh treated me really good. But at the end of the day, I feel like my market is here in the U.S. and this is a good thing for me that these dates they opened up, because now I really get to fight on May 5th or September 14th, and cater to the fans here. First, I want to take care of the fans here and bring the great fights here, because you guys have supported me in the United States my whole career. So I feel like we have to bring the biggest and best fights here first before we take them anywhere else.
I saw a video of you. I think it was some.
And he for y'all people, all y'all that complaining about the American boxing is dying. American boxing ain't dying, man. Y'all paranoid asses gotta chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just seen a ring card Turkey put on the Shakur and Tio. That shit happened in NYC, bro, not Saudi. So every fight ain't happening over there. I don't think American boxing is going anywhere. I think people overreacting. Yeah, man, he a different guy. You know what? I think could have helped him, Jordan, the fact that he used to be so heavy as a kid, and before he started locking all the way in boxing, carrying that weight around and just gradually dropping it, and then moving your way up. It's like he's learned to handle the weight that he carries around. It's crazy. You're a different guy. Concus was good, homie. Saving thought for today. So I'm Zufa Corp. I started my company. You want me to sell WBC shirts, WBL shirts, and pay them a percentage and not sell my own creative tees. I get that. I just think the problem is going to come in that with them starting their own corporation, right? They don't have all the players and pieces in place, right? So in order for them to be able to put on the biggest fights and shows, like they said, they're going to have to be able to work with other promotional companies that have fighters that are champions under those sanctioning bodies that they made it clear they wasn't really a fan of, right? So I think it comes down to people, you know, having boxing's best interest. And I think when you don't, you see it. Like if you got we keeping our ball over in our yard type of mentality, then you're gonna see fights like Jaron and Benavidez not be able to happen because of that. You know what I'm saying? But just think about that. I think them having that mentality that they have will do more harm than good. And I think it would stagnate the progress that they're trying to make in boxing. Because again, how you gonna put on the biggest and best fights, the championship fights, with no champions? Get what I'm saying? Levon Down Gaither, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? 6'8" Benavidez is the craziest work ever. Yeah, that dude, he like a creative player, Jordan, like a creative player, bro.
Some kind of stream training, and Ryan Garcia was there as well. How long ago was all of this where Ryan was at your training camp?
This was a couple months ago. So that was like 2 months ago, actually.
Okay.
He had invited me to his training camp first before he fought Mario Barrios. And, you know, we got along really good. He's a great dude. He's a nice person. Everybody in his team is great. And it's something special when you get two great champions and you get them in the ring, you know, or in the gym. At the end of the day, we're doing what we love. So, you know, we get to, you know, give each other ideas. He gives me an idea. I give him an idea. And then we just continue to work together. You know what I mean? So it was a great experience. Great atmosphere to work with another great champion. You know, Ryan,
he my example of what you call a humble beast, yo, because he really that.
Garcia is not the only champion I've worked with. I've worked with other champions too. So I'm just very grateful to have this opportunity to work with other great champions, because at the end of the day, this is where I wanted to be in my life. I wanted to be around other great champions and be a great champion myself. So everything is coming into fruition. I feel like I'm exactly where I have to be in my life at this moment.
I did see an interaction between your brother and Ryan where it seemed like your brother felt disrespected by some things. Did that get cleared up?
Yeah, I got cleared up. My brother's a hothead. I mean, he's an intimidator too. But you know, they had their little problem. But you know, it's just a misunderstanding. But you know, they came together like men. You know, they squashed the beef, if there was ever any beef, and yeah, we all got along after. So yeah, everything is cool.
He had the arm around the neck there. That's and he's not someone.
And man, Jose had to check Ryan's temperature. He had to make sure, like, he know it wasn't no you ain't gonna be disrespectful hanging around us in camp, bro. He say he about to beat the cartel. I'm telling you, he gonna after this loss, Zordo gonna be back on the balcony again, throwing bottles off the hotel at the police. Remember he got locked up throwing bottles off the hotel balcony? Man, he definitely give hothead vibes. Hell yeah, and the intimidator vibes. He wants you to feel his energy. See how he walked up on Ryan, bro? That shit was funny. Old buddy swag, what it do, homie? Yeah, he'll destroy it for sure. A bug tactic, most definitely.
Someone to be messed with.
Yeah, no, my brother's a tough guy, bro. He's a very intense guy. But I think it was just like a misunderstanding that my brother had with Ryan or however it was. You know, I really didn't pay attention. I really didn't care. You know, I just seen him argue. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But but other than that,
Benavidez, like, basically, if my bro had to beat you up, hey, he would have had to beat you up. I mean, you know, there's really nothing I could do about it. Said that's family, man. Imagine if they would have packed Ryan out in the gym, bro.
Yeah, we got straight back to work, and you know, we had a good day.
You've also trained you mentioned training with champions. You've trained with Bivol in the past, right?
Yeah, I sparred him. I didn't train with him. I sparred him a lot.
A lot. How many times?
I sparred him a lot. So the thing about when I was coming up, we lived in Los Angeles at that point. From I think, was it 2015 to like 2020? All the champions were there, and at my weight class too. Surdo Ramirez was there. Bivol was there. The bully was there. A whole bunch of great fighters were there. So I would work with every single one of them. If you were a champion or a top prospect, I was working with you, and I was getting the better of you, and that's a fact. But Bivol, he's a great fighter. He's a sharp fighter. You know, he's a great right hand. He has a great ring generalship, great IQ. But I've always said, from me, because I work with so much champions and so much top prospects, that I'm able to adapt. You know, that's something that nobody could take from me. That's something that a lot of people don't give me credit for.
Yeah,
I've been with
true.
so much champions in the ring that, you know, I know for a fact that when I get in there with somebody that has as much talent as me or even more, the best David Benavidez comes out and the monster really comes out. So that's why I talk about all these fights, that I'm not scared of none of these fights, and I'm willing to take every single fight, because at the end of the day, in this boxing stuff, you have to put yourself in a position of stress to really get the best out of you. If everything was easy, then you wouldn't be able to get that gold out of you. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to put yourself in these in the line of fire, in a position of stress, in a position of worry, for you to get the best out of yourself. And I know I can pull that out of myself every single time. So, you know, that's why I'm calling for all these biggest fights.
Do you think that experience is part of the reason why maybe are you like that he's not searching for a fight against you? Do you think any of that comes into play?
I definitely do think so. They could say whatever they want to say. They could say they're not worried, this and that. Everybody could say that. But like I said, he's felt my power up close and personal. I felt his power up close and personal too. But, you know, I got the better of that. I got the better of that last sparring session we had. But like I said, that I don't let that get to my head, because I know I have to come extremely prepared for him. But I feel like that kind of got stuck in his head, because we've had multiple times to make this fight happen and it hasn't happened. So I think that speaks volumes on its own.
And what about young Anthony Benavidez? This kid looks unbelievable. Talk about a future star. Your son, I mean, I see the work here. I see what he's doing. You put him up at the press conference. Look at this young. How old is he right now?
His kid.
He's 5 years old.
Golly, he's got it. He's got that Benavidez DNA in him. Look at that.
Yeah, so it makes me really happy, bro, because he does really good, and I've tried to take a different approach. My dad back then, he used to just make me train like every single day. I'm kind of taking the approach where I'd let him train if he wants. I let him take a couple days off, but we're always working continuously.
I'm telling you, bro, that Jose Benavidez Sr. created this monster that we be talking about, bro. I'm telling you. He ain't got no business being a maniac in the ring like that. Bro moving up the cruiserweight, he faster than the damn welterweight that got real legit speed in Ryan Garcia. Shit not fair. Zordo gonna have a lot to deal with, and I'm gonna keep saying it. But I believe he gonna fight back, but shit ain't gonna be enough, man. This dude different, man. He a damn maniac.
And he has all the fire in him. You know, he has a work ethic. You know, he even outworks a couple of the guys in the gym where I'm training at today. So he has work ethic, he has fire, and he already has that vision in his head. You know, he put that vision in his head that he wants to be world champion. So for me to give my son the most confidence that he could possibly have, I have to do my part and win all these fights and look like how I'm supposed to look, so my son can have confidence in his training. And he can have confidence in me, that he knows that I know what I'm doing with him. So, you know, he's definitely going to be champion in the future. And, you know, I'm just very excited to have my son already following in my footsteps. And, you know, he's going to be the next generation. So I'm very excited to be able to lead his career in the right path.
Do you want him to be a boxer, or would you prefer him not to be?
No, I want him to be a boxer.
Okay.
All my kids have to be boxers, honestly, because I feel like, okay, if you go, let's say you send your son out to get a job or do what he has to go to school, whatever, he's going to have to start from the bottom all the way to the top. And you don't know how that road might look. With me, I know this road. I know what it takes to get to the top. I know how to talk to the promoters. I have a good relationship with the promoters. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm about to start my own promotion company too.
Now, you hear that? Haynos fans, he got a good relationship with the promoters. And he can sell tickets, so he ain't going to ever have problem getting fights. See how that work? And he's entertaining. See how that go? See how he don't got to sit up on the sideline screaming about A side, B side, I need more money, I need a bigger guarantee. Listen to David Benavidez. Why do y'all think I played this today? It's so many Jews in this shit. He really one of them ones, man. You don't hear fighters talking this way. You hear them selling you the moment. They know that the camera is on and the microphone is there, and they start selling it. This dude, everything he said since he opened his mouth in his interview has been genuine and authentic. He not selling you shit. He letting you know what he on, what it take to make fights. You get what I'm saying? He letting you know maintaining a relationship with these promoters is necessary, bro. I got good relationships, bro. He can sell the tickets, make the money. And now they say, you know what? Canelo don't want to fight you, so we're going to give him your date. We're going to give you Canelo dates. I'm telling you, bro. Canelo tried to stop this man from being a star by not giving him the fight, but all that shit was delayed. It didn't stop anything. It just delayed it, bro. He definitely talking that talk.
I've made millions of dollars. I know how to work these contracts. I know how to negotiate these contracts. So
Man.
It's like all he has to do is just listen to me and train, and we could lead his career, and he could become a millionaire or a champion. No, he could become a millionaire and a champion at the same time. You know what I mean? So I think it's in my best interest to put him in that position because I already know the outcome. Mm-hmm. I already know if you work this hard, this will happen. I already know if you don't work, this will happen. You know what I mean? So we kind of already have everything. We see how everything works in this game. So I think it's better for me. It's smarter for me to put my kids in that position because I could lead them to glory. Also, if anybody could do it, and if anybody could be a champion, it's my blood. They're my kids. You know what I mean? Because they have what I have. So it's in their best interest to become boxers because this is the easiest road to get to the top.
Man, yo. He trying to raise an army of Benavidez's, bro. He say, "Oh, my kids got a box." Imagine them having like multiple Benavidez's at work at the same time. Could y'all imagine that? And they all train and work like him. They all like shades of him. It'd be wild. He will have an army of Benavidez's causing wreaking havoc through boxing, bro. Oh my God. Just imagine it though, bro. Because I don't care what you say, his son already, like his son do too much already. I would be surprised if he not some type of successful boxer. Just because he take a liking to this stuff already early, and it don't seem like Benavidez got to force him to do it. That's what makes it crazy. You know what I'm saying? The new Battle of the Alamo, Zordo him up. Yeah, Zordo a dog, man. 20 years from now, his son letting his hands go the same way. Yo, I can see it now, Jordan. I can see it now, bro. I can see his son wilding just like him, bro. I can see it.
That's, in my opinion, that's how I see it. Obviously, we're going to have to put him to the test. We're going to have to see if they, if they pass the test, because at the end of the day, I can't walk that road for him. He has to walk that road for himself. But from what I've seen already, he's more advanced than I was when I was a little kid. So wow. This should be nothing for him.
When are you going to launch your promotional company?
Right after my contract ends. My contract ends this year. So, yeah, for next year, that's when I'm launching my promotion company. So, we're just finishing up the contract. We got these fights, and then next year, that's what we're doing.
How many is it?
You know what I'm saying? The rounds on the bag. Yo, this dude trained like he got 3 lungs, for real. Train like you got 3 lungs. Ghetto 5, what's good with it, bro?
X amount of fights, or is it this one and then by the end of the year you're done? Do you have to?
Yeah, this one and then by the end of the year I'm
okay, done. And so you'll fight for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, that's big time.
He moving into free agency. Now we're gonna see how this look. If he stays a free agent, he ain't gonna have the same problems as certain guys have because again, his style is entertaining and he can sell tickets. So I think people will have an interest in him and his fights. That's going to be interesting. Benavidez, the free agent, seemed like he learned the game if he go this route.
That's big time. That's a huge step in your career. By the way, I saw you training with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, Damian Lillard, bro. I've known Damian Lillard for a while. I met him from my friend, Coach Sam Aaron. In Lake Oswego in Oregon, because he plays for the Trailblazers. He's a great dude, bro. When I first met him, I'm a little embarrassed to say I didn't know who he was. I swear I didn't know who he was because I don't watch basketball like that. But I was talking to him, my strength and conditioner coach. We were having a conversation, and we just got deep into boxing and this and that. And I asked him what he does. He told me, he plays basketball, and just the way he carried himself. He's a real gentleman, and He's a great dude. He's not like he's not a stuck up person at all. You know, he sits there and he listens to what everybody has to say. So he's a good dude, man. He's a very nice guy. You know, he's a hard worker as well. And, you know, it was cool to find out that he's one of the greatest NBA players of all time. You know what I mean? So that just, in my opinion, that just made me gain a lot more respect for him. So he's a great guy, and I'm just very grateful to be around other great athletes.
Massive, massive, massive boxing fan, like hardcore boxing fan, follows everything. He loves boxing, and I see him training sometimes, so I thought it was really cool. I know he's coming off the Achilles injury as well, so who better to train with and be around than someone like you. Good luck to you.
Yeah, and that dude, bro, he's a hard worker. He trains a lot of boxing. I'm surprised he hasn't had a celebrity boxing match, because I swear he'll knock anybody out.
Wow.
He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter.
Oh, God.
But we like I said, he likes working hard too. When he came over here with the messed up, well, not messed up, he's healing now.
Yeah.
He ran Mount Charleston with me. So that guy, man, there's no giving up in that guy. He's a dog.
Last thing, what's the prediction? May 2nd, Las Vegas, Zurdo versus the Monster?
To be honest with you, the way I'm feeling right now, this is the fastest I felt in my whole career. I feel great. I feel fast, my defense, and I feel strong. I'm going to follow the game plan every single round, but I see myself with a lot of opportunities to hurt Zurdo Ramirez. I think my combinations and my reflexes are just going to be too fast. So, you know, once he makes that first move, I'm going to be able to capitalize with 3 or 4 or 5 shots. So following my game plan, you know, throwing combinations, punches and bunches, and finishing up to the body. And I see myself hurting Zurdo Ramirez, and I see myself ultimately stopping him. You know, whether that happens, you know, we'll see. But like I said, I've heard him before in sparring sessions multiple times, and I know I could do it with 10-ounce gloves. So I'm going to definitely be trying to close the show and trying to stop Zurdo Ramirez and follow my game plan. And I know there's going to be a lot of opportunities where I hurt him. So, you know, we're going to, like I said, greatness isn't given, it's taken. So I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take my greatness.
Oh, man, yo. Y'all better pray for Zurdo. That man says the fastest I ever been. I told y'all, I said that already way before I watched this, way before today. At the speed, I thought the speed and the volume and different things, punch placement, I thought it was going to be a lot. Creativity, David could get creative in there too. Say he see himself with a lot of opportunities to hurt Zurdo and stop him. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, somebody making it. He said fastest shot is already over. The fastest as he moves up, somebody not making it home. I'm telling you, behind the hands, this shit gonna get ugly, man.
Man, I can't wait for it. There it is.
It's only right.
Oh my gosh, what a poster, by the way! Beautiful poster. I love that poster. The colors, the painting, everything. David Benavidez against Zurdo Ramirez. What a tremendous fight, May 2nd, Cinco de Mayo weekend. What an honor for you to be fighting on that date as well. Thank you, David. Appreciate it as always. Good luck to you. Can't wait for the fight.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
There he is, the great David Benavidez, unified light heavyweight champion, moving up to cruiserweight. That's 200 pounds against a very, very tough Zurdo Ramirez. I got to work one of his shows or fights last June. He fought right under the Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Fight in Anaheim. Big guy, big puncher, but Benavidez might be one of the most exciting pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, moving up to cruiserweight to take on this challenge, and then says, yes, I'd like to go back down and fight Dmitry Bivol and then fight Artur Beterbiev. Yeah, no problem. I'd be happy to do that. The guy, I mean, you talk about like wanting the smoke. He wants everyone's smoke. He's wanted Canelo. That seems to be done with.
Right.
Obviously now at light heavyweight doing his thing, and now at cruiserweight doing his thing. And this is a massive deal because it's 2 Mexican fighters going toe-to-toe on Mexican Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day weekend is in September. September 14th, I think, off the top of my dome. Cinco de Mayo weekend, 5th of May, May 2nd. That's a great day, by the way, in combat sports.
Shout out to Ariel, man. He be doing some great work, man. Big shout out to Benavidez. If you want to know what I think about that, you got to go back a few lives where I talked about it. I played the video already. I already talked about that. I ain't talking about that again. And we definitely ain't talking about him, not just yet anyway. But I go back a few lives if you want to know what I thought about that. I played the video where they was talking about it, and I gave my thoughts. I reacted to it. They're gonna feel like if he lose, he not a Mexican no more. I'm telling you. Yo, Ariel he do a really good job, Jordan. That's why I like I like listening to his interviews, man. He do a really good job. Always respectful to the guests. He gonna ask the good questions, man. I got a Zordo video coming up too, man. Let's see, Zordo. I think Zordo say he gonna hurt. I think he say he gonna hurt. He say he gonna hurt Benavidez. He talking his talk too. Yeah, I like Najee, my guy. I like Najee. That's my guy.
Hey everyone, Ron Goodall here at FightHype.com, and we're gearing up with one of the biggest.
Real quick, shout out to Fight Hype and shout out to Ron Goodall, man. He do a great job too, man. I rock with him.
Cinco de Mayo weekend showdowns in boxing, May 2nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, where we got Zurdo Ramirez making his title defense against David Benavidez live on Prime Video pay-per-view. First and foremost, how excited are you to be able to have an opportunity to display your skills on a night and day like this?
Well, I'm super excited on May 2nd and put everything that I've been working on it, and that's my main goal.
You know, I know.
Man, real quick, respect to Zurdo Ramirez for doing this interview in English. Shout out to him, man. It's something I truly respect about, you know, people whose first language is not English, but still they make it their business at some point to learn it well enough to be able to talk without a translator. Might not mean much to y'all, but it's just something to me that I can respect. I seen the way Canelo was at first, always using translators. Now he don't need them. I think that's one of the dopest things and one of the best ways to connect with the people, bro, because they can understand you. You get what I'm saying?
I know there's, you know, the history of the sparring, right? And I'm not going to go into all that because you've been asked that a million times. But just in general, do you see it as being the toughest fight of like your career? Not saying as in, you know, you will get in the ring and find out, but like as the challenge, right? The name, like, do you respect the skills that David Benavidez brings into this fight?
Yeah, I mean, it be a hard fight, it be a war, and then that's why people need to see this fight, because I think it be a fight of the year.
Mm-hmm. You know, with that, I know that
there really fight of the year.
Hasn't been any trash talking, right? It's just confidence talks, right? Mm-hmm. But do you feel like this fight, the winner of this, is the face of the division? Like, is this clearly going to set it apart that there's no Jaya Patai or any other name that's even close to?
Yeah, for sure. It be the new face of boxing after this fight, after May 2nd.
You know, I do know that a lot of times the psychology of boxing, right? People tend to say like David Benavidez is the monster. He's scary, right? Like in this case, why don't you see that? Why don't you see him being this monster that some people, or maybe I'm not saying you think that way, but why?
Because I've been in the ring, sharing the ring many times, and I mean, he's a human, right? Like me. He has 2 hands, 1 head, 2 eyes, and it's nothing different.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to be really skillful in the ring and smart to be one guy like that.
Do you believe that you not just win, but do you think you can dominate Benavidez? You know, make it kind of look easy to a point.
That's why I took the fight, because I'm believing myself, and I will win this May 2nd. And I mean, it be fight of the year.
Do you feel like Benavidez is overlooking you a little bit? I mean, or do you feel like he's taking you as serious as you are after those sparring sessions?
But no, I think he's taking seriously. And I mean, the May 2nd, everyone will find out who's the winner.
I know you're one of your trainers, Malik Scott, feels that, you know, this is going to be a high action, high octane fight. Many times people feel that that wouldn't be like ideal, but why do you feel that you can match his energy and go fire with fire and outwork him, seeing that he hasn't ever looked like he's drifted in any of his fights?
Yeah, that's why everyone had to look this fight, because I want to match the power, speed, everything, and everyone need to see this fight.
Yeah, power. I mean, yeah, maybe, but if you match him in speed, I will be thoroughly impressed because that's one of the things that I jump off at me just with this matchup is the speed differential. He don't look nowhere near as fast as what Benavidez look in the ring. And again, I ain't never been in front of him, so I don't know. I ain't about to say he ain't fast, but he ain't Benavidez fast. He don't put them punches together like that. And we seen Benavidez hitting the bag, and he looked just as fast as he was when he was at light heavyweight. So you don't see no real drop off with him. I think that's going to be one of the toughest things for Zurdo to deal with. So matching him in speed is going to be, I don't think that's going to be something he's going to be able to pull off. But, you know, timing does trump speed for what it's worth. But he going to have his work cut out for him for real.
Do you feel a lot of people is overlooking you because of the fan base? Right?
Yeah. Some people, they don't know about boxing. They just think they know, but they can say whatever, right? But May 2nd, everyone will find out who's Zurdo Ramirez.
You know, obviously, we are focused on the fight, you know, but is there a big money fight after this, right? Like, because I know, realistically, I don't think Canelo is going to want to face the winner of this, right? And at that point, I know there's Zuffa with Jaya Patai. So, I mean, with this win in this fight, I mean, how do you like go with your career? Like, what is, I guess, the next level from this point?
I mean, the next level is probably make like four fights, two more, one more fight in the cruiserweight, then do heavyweight, and then retire.
Okay.
It's no more like no more going to somewhere else. No. I think for me, like it be like that for my career.
Do you think, just when people think of you starting your career around like the smaller weight classes, right? Like, and compared to heavyweight, that's Roy Jones level, right? So have you always knew that, or is that something that you just kind of felt over time that you can make?
Well, I just felt over the time that it passed, and then I was feeling that my body is growing, and I was like, okay, I need to move up on weight class, and now I feel like I can do it, even like as Usyk did it, and probably I want to do it too.
No, my last few questions. I know that a lot of times people think of this generation, you know, Canelo.
So he talking about going up to heavyweight, man, then possibly retiring, man. Have another fight at cruiserweight after this. It sounded like what he said, possibly go to heavyweight, then retire. That's interesting. He big enough to do it. It's a big dude, man. He definitely could go up to heavyweight, man. Shit, Lawrence Okolie did it, and he had much better fighter than Lawrence Okolie is, the guy that just you know, pop dirty PDs.
It's like the best Mexican fighter of this era. Would a win against David Benavidez rewrite that history a little bit and have people really starting to question, actually, it could potentially be Zurdo Ramirez is the best Mexican fighter?
Yeah, that's what I took the fight. That's what we do in the fight, and then that's the people want to be recognized. And if someone talk about boxing, talk about Zurdo Ramirez.
Last two questions before I let you go. You know, when you think about like pressure, right? I know that people think David Benavidez is going to bring a lot of pressure. How do you, I guess, handle that pressure? Like, because I know you in your fight recently with Christian Smith, like you matched the energy. So how do you handle that type of pressure? Is that just a myth, right? Is that people not having the skill set versus him having this overwhelming pressure that seems to break them?
I mean, it's just like you have to have skills, and you have to have the mentality, the heart, and then you have the ball to do it, to match everything and be better, and be like really smart in the ring.
And with that, not saying that it wouldn't go your way, but the adjustments, this is what made you a champion in multiple different divisions, and work through and fight top guys and have a record like you do with all the wins you do. So I guess this doesn't really develop the game plan or give away the game plan, but when the fight doesn't happen to go your way, let's say early on, right? How do you make those type of adjustments where you're able to, I guess, make it, I guess, competitive or swing it back in a way that favors you?
you had to train every time. You had to make plan A, B, and even like plan C, and in training and with the sparring, and you had to have a different sparring and try to match different the energy, even like probably like boxing, probably like going forward. That you had to do that. I mean, it's part of my job and be in the office another day.
Hmm. I know I still asked too, but just um, when you watch David Benavidez fight, do you see a flaw that's been consistent? Not what it is, but is there
Mhm.
consistency that's constantly going to be you'll be able to exploit and make it very obvious that this whole time this is the
I
way to
mean,
do it?
as I saw the fight, all the fight because I like I like boxing. I like watch big fights, and I mean he did pretty good job. He been doing well.
Mhm.
I don't see like nothing bad with him. Just like the time that we trained together, and we knew that this time will came, and it will happen this fight, and then because those sparring session was a pay per view,
Mhm.
and now I think it's the right time, is the right moment, and to put everything that we did, and now show the people that like real like boxing, like real boxing, and
So
it was us.
So he's saying the sparring sessions was pay-per-view worthy. That's what he's saying. I respect him speaking in English again, man. I get what he's saying. He's saying them sparring sessions was lit, man, and he always knew this day would come. So he ready for it. He sound ready, man. One thing about Zordo, he gonna lose a fight. It's just gonna be because a guy was better than him. The moment ain't gonna be too big for him, and none of that stuff. It ain't gonna be, he ain't somebody that can't compete, but he just in there with a rare breed, a unicorn in boxing, and David Benavidez. What he bring to the table is just a rare combination of things, man. You don't run into that all the time. Like I'm pretty sure if Ron asked him, he would say, have you ever sparred somebody like that? And you know what I'm saying? No other sparring sessions he's speaking of that he felt like was pay-per-view worthy. So had to be a reason. You know what I mean? I hope this fight be just the same. Better than them sparring
so
sessions.
final prediction then. Does this fight go the distance?
I don't know. I don't know if we go to this, but I'll try to hurt him and try to win this fight, whatever it takes.
All right. Well, last words before I let you go for your awesome fight, May 2nd, which, is a huge monumental moment at the T-Mobile Arena. It's another amazing Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is a great undercard. I mean, all the top fights that you can make that's going to present a classic style, and you and David Benavidez going to headline that live on, Prime pay-per-view. So anything you want to tell the fans out there that's tuning in, champ?
Just thank everyone. Don't miss the fight, May 2nd. And if be a fireworks, I mean, it be a war. It be a war. I promise you. And I think it be a fight of the year.
He said
All
it's
right.
gonna be a war. He promising a war. Okay. Okay, champ. We hear you. We hear you. Well, we got to hear from both fighters. And they both sound like they ready, they prepared. They knew this was coming. David is actively out to prove that he the best fighter in boxing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't sitting up saying it. He don't want fans to argue about it. He want to prove it every single chance he get. That's what he doing. He got another opportunity Cinco de Mayo weekend to prove it against one of the best Mexican fighters in the game, and Zordo Ramirez. Zordo from Sinaloa, Mexico. Oh man, yeah, that's why Flossie says something about the cartel. You know where he from, so I'm expecting this could be a fight of the year type of fight. You know what I mean? It could be, but I think David gonna try to make it as dominant as possible. But Zordo not coming to lay down for nobody, so that's what's gonna make this fight good. You know what I mean, and he only know one way coming forward, and that's how Benavidez fight too. So it's gonna be like two trains on the same track, as I like to call it, man. And may the best man win. I just think Benavidez is Like I said, he's just far different than what a lot of guys bring to the table. You don't see this. You don't see that. You don't see that rare combination of size, speed. You know what I mean? Punch output, like the volume is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? He put you in a blender. The best way to put it, he put you in a blender. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna be tough for him. Floss, I think he's gonna have his work cut. Hold on, me I'll link just in case you wanted to come up, Flossy. Power advantage. I don't know. It remains to be seen because we don't know what Benavidez power gonna look like yet at cruiserweight. You know, Zordo's a good puncher, solid puncher. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the guys that he's been in there with, he's just been so much better than, though. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that'll be the case with Benavidez. I don't think he'll. I don't think he'll have the advantages that he have in other certain fights. Most of his fights, right? Where he's just better than these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because Zordo better than you, he gonna beat you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, put it this way. All the fights that he's had, the loss that he got is the loss that I expected him to not beat Beeble. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect him to beat Beeble. So he's a hell of a fighter, but I never expected him to beat Beeble, and he did. All them other guys just feel like he was supposed to beat him. More than enough with extra weight. Yeah, look, let's talk about it, man. I said it. The no weight cut Benavidez is a thing, man. I think it could be something. He's talking about how good he feel. It's the fastest he's ever been. That shit is ridiculous. That shit is ridiculous, bro. People gonna have to deal with him. You gonna have to see him. You get me? I just think he got a lot to prove, man. He hungry. They both hungry, but Benavidez is really out to separate himself from everybody else in boxing. He moving up where Zordo had to bring the smoke to him. So that lets you know how bad he wanted. But Zordo going to oblige him. That's not a guy that's scared to challenge himself, I don't think. You get me? So he could. Man, this would be the best one in his career if he could beat David Benavidez, man. He'd be one of the hottest names in boxing. If he could beat David, he one of the hottest names in all of boxing, bro. I think Zordo had endurance to withstand those offensive attacks from Benavidez. I just think ultimately the speed, combination punches, volume, that type of stuff, punch output, that's gonna be the problem. And Benavidez fight like he got 3 lungs. Man, fight like he got an extra lung, bro. He one of those fighters that is able to maintain his pace. Like he don't have no real drop-offs in the fights. And then that's the shit that make him tough to deal with. He can do what he do at a high level consistently and over the course of an entire fight. Right? You don't have those real, those moments where it's look like he gassing and he got to catch a second one. He come with a second one already. He be ready to go, man. So I think it's going to be ultimately just Benavidez, man. Style. That's going to be the issue, the biggest issue. Style, speed, and the combination punching, man. I think could be a problem because once Benavidez start ripping with combinations, you in trouble. Because they keep coming and he don't stop. And something I like about him, that he go to the body. He a smart fighter. So he ain't gonna just head hunt. He not gonna just stay to the head. He not gonna just only go to the head of Zordo. He gonna mix it up. You heard what he said, body shots. His jab is like a power shot. You get what I'm saying? He got a heavy jab. It's gonna be one of them fights, man. No, I don't see Zordo stopping David at all. Not one bit. This man fought with like injured hands and still beat the hell out of Bostic, man. Like, he different, bro. I don't think he getting stopped. I ain't gonna be no standing stoppage or none of that, TKOs, none of that. Not on David. It ain't. Anybody getting stopped in this fight, if I had to say, it'd be Zordo. And possibly late, because he is tough. But I could see this fight going on points, but that'll just mean that Zordo is tough as hell, like we already know. And he gonna take a beating. This fight go to distance, I believe he takes a beating. If it gets stopped, I believe he gets stopped. So it's up to him. He got to pick his poison. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he want. Do you want the long night? Do you want a short night? You get me? You trying to get in and out of there or what? You know, but I think Benavidez is going to have everything he looking for and then some, bro. So we'll see. We going to see, but we heard from both guys. They ready to go. And I'm here for it. I think we're going to call that fight. We're going to call those fights that day. David stopping Zordo. Rico, what it do, man? Yeah, that's what I could see. I could see David stopping Zordo. I could see it. I could see it. Let's keep rolling, man. Let's keep rolling right along, man.
One fight at a time.
You're talking about like a Hillsborough fight or whatnot, like.
And real quick, let's get into this. Shout out to Dalton Smith. We all know he had the biggest win of his career recently over Subriel Matias, and he stopped the former boogeyman in impressive fashion. He took his lumps, right? They both guys was getting hit. You know what I mean? He got cut up. He was bleeding. Subriel was lumped up, but he got the job done. He stopped him. Impressive fashion, biggest win of his career, and now he's a champion. He slated to fight Alberto Puello. I think it's June 5th, 6th, one of the two. That's another good fight. It's another test for him to see if he's going to be a legit champion or just a belt holder, right? Puello ain't going to be an easy fight at all. But in this particular clip, he talked about Shakur Stevenson being a potential dream fight ahead. So let's get into it. Let's say shout out to Dalton Smith. I think he's on a lot more people's radar at 140 now after that big win like that over Matias.
If you're looking at any dance partner at 140, do you think Shakur Stevenson for yourself? Would Shakur be the dream fight?
Of course, I know he said.
You know what? My bad, y'all.
That's just a rewind of Hat Mayweather. You know, rewind them days.
Yeah.
That's not the one. That's the shorter one. Let me pull up the longer version of that. But yeah, man, this is what he said, man. Dream fight. And then he brought up Hat and Mayweather, man. I said, okay. Thinking big, huh? Thinking big. But he got to keep winning for that to be a reality, though. Got to keep winning for it to be a reality. My bad. I ain't even mean to pull that one. I pulled up the shorter one.
Lewis Ott for the Ring magazine here with the belt collector himself, Dalton Smith here. Just completed a nice little. I mean, it was 5K for me. I assume we've done 10K if you've done 2 laps.
Yeah,
but
10K.
yeah, mate, a lot of people come out today. Like, it was good. Like, I enjoyed it myself. I was the only media to actually do the 5K. Yeah. So. But I enjoyed it. It was good training. But yeah, nice little community day for yourself there out of the Puello fight.
Yeah, it was good. And I was saying, I made a run club by not making a run club. You know, I come here every week doing hours run. And,
nah, I ain't speak on Mel just yet. You talking about that little what he went off about Thurman?
You know, last week I jumped in a car, did a little video, and it literally blew up, and everyone jumped on it. So, you know, we had a good turnout today.
Yeah, is it important, do you think, especially when you're fighting in Sheffield, you're leading up, like, to be involved in the community in a sense? Like, I see people walking back there, they're like, you know, when I want to be world champion, I want to be like Dalton and what. Like, do you think that's important to still embrace it, especially like when you are fighting in your hometown?
Yeah, it's good because I remember being that kid, you know, looking up to the likes of, obviously, it's Kell, Clinton Woods, people of Sheffield like that, and you know, I forget I'm that guy now who people look up to. So you've got to give back to the community, and like you say, you've got to be a part of the people, aren't you?
Yeah, is it weird to get used to, would you say?
Do you know what? It's like, so I did the video last week just thinking, oh, we'll see if anyone wants to come for a run. And then I forget people want to know me now.
Yeah.
And But no, it's good. They come out, show the support, and like I say, it spurs me on a little bit. It's a bit of company doing a run, so it's good.
Do you feel like you've seen like the change in now becoming a world champion? Like you've got the world champion tag in a sense, but like, you know, you're leading by example, as you say. Like you think about the people that have come before you in Sheffield. You're like in that era now. Like, do you think you've sensed that? Have you felt that change in a sense?
Yeah, it's weirdly, yeah. Like probably like every shop I go fill the car with fuel. You know, people know who you are, so it's. But no, it's good. That's what we're doing it for. You know, to obviously build a profile, be a part of the people, and you know, it just shows that people are supporting as well.
How does that feel coming around to now fighting in Sheffield in the home city, first defence? I'm sure you had it with the Matthias fight, but like people are like, oh, like when'd you fight? Like obviously they're gonna like ask you about the fight. Yeah. That's always added pressure when people are sort of constantly ask you, as you say. I'm sure every time you're in the shops, people ask you about the Puello fight. How do you deal with that pressure? Like, is it a nice thing to have? Would you say?
No, just take it with obviously just you get used to it. Obviously at first it's like like you've got to make effort, but now it's just like you get used to it, and it just shows people are, you know, they're eager, they want to come to sport, they want to know when your next fight is. So that's why it's my duty to do this for the people, and obviously put big nights of boxing back in Sheffield. Yeah,
how does it feel in general being back in Sheffield? Obviously you'd have always wanted the first defence to be here. You've had special nights in Brooklyn, and that, I'm sure that's up there, and you'll remember that for the rest of your life. But how does that compare to fighting in the home city to fighting in Sheffield?
There's nothing like fighting at home. You know, when you walk out and it's your people, it's your army, and obviously everyone knows I want to get Hillsborough. Yeah. And you know, the next thing to that is it's Sheffield Arena. That's like the mecca of Sheffield boxing. So like I said, that's my home now.
Taking on Alberto Puello, he obviously had a very close fight in June against Sabril Matias, who you've beaten. You was ringside for that. Yeah. I guess, what did you make of that fight? And obviously yourself, you was looking at that stylistically, and you're making a Puello. What did you make when you was watching the Matias fight?
It was a good fight, entertaining fight. Obviously two completely different styles, so we know what we're going to get with both. And obviously I've been there to watch them up close, personal, and obviously I said I had the beating of Matias, and I'll also have the beating of Puello, so you know it's going to be a good fight. Yeah.
I guess, what differences do you feel like in terms of Puello shows compared to Matias? Obviously Matias is a bit of a brawler in a sense, sort of a come forward fight. Like, what do you think Puello shows differently?
Yeah, Puello, he tries to, obviously makes it a little bit awkward, can be a little bit negative at times, but you know, that's what we've got to do to take that away from him. So yeah, it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah. Do you expect him, although obviously Matias holds a win over him, that was contentious. That's why fights, I guess, that's why he's mandatory, you know, because he obviously appealed. Do you expect it to be a tougher challenge than Matias?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Obviously, Matias was the guy to beat. Now I'm the guy to beat. So it's, you know, styles make fights, and we'll have to see on the night. But it's, you know, it's not hard to see. It's a completely different style-wise. Stylistically, it's a different fight. But like I say, it's good. I'm in the top league now. I'm in the big fights, and that's what it's about.
How does that feel, nice?
Yeah, man, it's interesting to see how these fights played out. Puello, Matias, then Dalton Smith and Matias. Now it's about to be Dalton Smith and Puello. That's not going to be an easy fight for him. You know, Puello's a pretty good boxer. It's going to be a boxing match between the two. Dalton had to do a lot of you know, fighting with Subriel Matias, but I think against Puello, obviously, like he said, stylistically they're much different, and the approach is going to be different. Puello is a tricky guy in there. He could be a bit awkward, and he can box. He can box. He's been champion before, and he know how to win. You get me? Dalton Smith is a newer name on the block, kind of like a play spoiler tonight. We beat Subriel Matias and stopped him the way he did. It was very impressive. So, really good win, man, for him. He riding that momentum going into this fight with Puello. Let's see how he looks. Yeah, I'm telling you, Puello could fight, bro. I like him, Jordan. He got some skills. He's a little underrated, man. A little underrated. Puello's a little underrated. For sure. Shout out to my dog, man. Cal Cooley. Blessings, family. How you feeling, bro? You think everybody has stopped Shakur, bro. Your comment's not even worth reading or entertaining because it's too predictable. Sure,
yeah. It's been a big fight. Like, everyone was always like, you know, when Dalton Smith gets to this level, he's going to be a world champ. Like, you're there now. Like, I reckon in the last, like, since the Matias fight, probably your name's been in the mouth of every champion at 140, and even non-champions at 140. How does that feel now to be in that position? Would you say, like, because everyone touted you to be in that position as well?
Yeah, it's good, but like you say, everyone's writes you off before, then you prove them wrong, and it's like, you know, I'm in the driving seat now. People want a piece of me, and there's a target on my back, so you know that's where I've got to put more work in.
I'll tell you this. Fighting Shakur boxing Shakur ain't the same as fighting Matias.
There's even harder fights out there now, so yeah, I've got to put that work in to be a part of those big fights.
How do you shift the mindset from an incredible night in Brooklyn? Like, is it
hit that like button.
cool? Is it like, do you think it's okay for yourself to recognise, to be like, that's happened, and like that's really hard to top in a sense? Like, how do you guess balance that when you had such an incredible night in your career?
To be honest, like I said to my dad, I said I just feel the same as I did before. I feel no different. Weirdly, I don't feel like a world champion, but I think that's mainly for the fact there's a lot more I want to achieve. I want more world titles. I want to sell out Hillsborough. You know, so that fire's there. It's burning even stronger. So, you know, that's probably why I feel the same as I do. I don't feel any different because I know there's a lot more I want to achieve. Yeah,
I want to talk about extending with Matchroom as well. The market is probably as crazy as it's ever been right now, especially in terms of free agents. We see what Zuffa are doing. Was there an importance, obviously, when it comes to sort of wanting to stay with Matchroom? Like, is there that importance to you, especially with how sort of mad the market is at the moment?
Yeah, of course, but it's always good when the market's busy because there's more competition. But I always said, you know, I've been with Matchroom from my debut up to being a world champion, and you know, I'd love to finish my career with them. And like you said, loyalty's hard to get in boxing. You know, I've showed it with them, they've showed loyalty with me, and what we've asked for, they've delivered. So, you know, I haven't got anything bad to say about Matchroom, you know.
Shout out to him, man. He said he wanted to finish his career with Matchroom. They've been loyal to him and got him everything he's asked for. Shout out to him.
Loyalty works both ways, and yeah, I'd love to finish my career with them.
Yeah. Also, did want to, I know we said like the focus is quite low, but I did want to ask you about a few things, especially around 140. Yeah, Richardson Hitchens recently leaving the division. Is there some disappointment from you? Because that was always a fight that was touted, you know, yourself and him. Some disappointment. I guess that fight's always there, but obviously not 140
It's not disappointing
anymore.
because it's, you know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
There's always the next one. But of course, the Richardson Hitchinson fight that would have been good. You know, I'd have liked to get the IBF. I'd like to get the Ring magazine. But look, there's plenty of tasty fights out there to be a part of, but you know, one fight at a time. Yeah,
I know Keyshawn as well. He said your name. He was like, we could do. I think he said we could do 10,000 in a stadium, or I'm sure that fight would probably demand a little bit more than that. What did you make, I guess, of a potential fight with yourself and Keyshawn? Obviously, if he stays at 140.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that people. It's mentioning my name now. You know, I'm the champ. Like I said, I've got the target on my back. But like you said, there's some big fights to be a part of. But you know, we take one fight at a time.
Yeah. If like when you're talking about like a Hillsborough fight or whatnot, like if you're looking at any dance partner at 140, do you think Shakur Stevenson for yourself would Shakur be the dream fight?
Of course, and I always say that's just a rewind of Hat Mayweather. You know, rewind them days. Yeah. You know, whether we do it at Hillsborough, we big night in Vegas. You know, they're the fights to be made. They're the big fights out there.
Do you think he stays at 140?
I'd like to think so. You know, I probably see him sticking at 140. You know, he beat T.O., the main guy for me. He beat him, so you know, I see no reason why he wouldn't stay at 140.
Okay, good stuff, Dalton. Appreciate the time as always. It was good to catch up.
Shout out to Dalton Smith, man. So look, he said a dream fight for him would be Shakur. He said, man, take it back to the Mayweather Hatton days. You know, we all R.I.P. to Ricky Hatton. We all know Mayweather won that fight by knockout, late knockout, TKO, got him out of there. You know, Dalton is a good fighter, very sound boxer, got good skills. For him to be over there, you know, across the pond, I think he got legit skills, strong dude. He's tough, gritty, right? Skillful guy, but look, problem is he gonna run into the same problem the rest of these dudes run into if you talking about fighting Shakur. I noticed that, you know, in the Subriel Matias fight, you win that fight, you fought his kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? You fought his kind of fight. And I just don't think Shakur gives you the same opportunities Subriel Matias does. I mean, obviously we know he don't, right? Fighting the way Subriel fights gives his opponents opportunities to land on him consistently, right? You was able to outfight him in spots, back him down. You kind of bully the bully, right? in some regards. But now you talking about going in there one of the best boxers in the game, and I don't think you know crazy pressure fighter. It ain't like you got like fight changing power. You got good power. I think you can stop guys, knock guys out, but I don't see you having like that, you know, that game changing power. And his boxing ability is up to par, but he not a Shakur Stevenson level to me. Now he got a championship, and could he make for a good fight? Yeah, but I don't think he possessed the necessary tools nor the style to be able to beat a Shakur to me. I don't see it. Like a lot of times, man, you know, we hear the same old rhetoric. Oh, somebody touch him, they're gonna stop him. They're gonna do this one to knock him out. If this, if that. What Ruger say? If was a fifth, we all be drunk. I'm tired of hearing that if shit. These dudes can't do shit with him when it's time to do it. You get me? I think this would be a good fight. Whether or not it happens, who knows? I know he got work with Puello first. You know, Shakur tweeted the other day, a couple days ago, you know, his next move, his best move. So whatever that means is whatever that means. Hopefully he could find him a good opponent. Dalton Smith will be a great name to, you know, pick up after a TO fight, but we all know that's not happening. He fighting Puello. But then you got a guy in Raymond Mortai sitting there at 35 with the title. That fight makes sense, all the sense in the world. They don't got an opponent. Robert Garcia said they ain't got an opponent. I don't think nothing else make more sense to me, availability wise, than that particular fight. I think that's the fight to make for real. But something to think of down the line if Dalton Smith is able to get past a guy like, you know, Alberto Puello, then maybe, you know, you see that fight. You could possibly see the fight with him and Shakur. I think it'd be dope to put him on the you know, matchup. It'd be a unification. You know what I'm saying? He said, why we say Mayweather not realizing how he got stopped. You get me? Bro. Yeah, man. I've been letting him make it long enough. He on bar boxing. You got the wrong kind of name. You never build on boxing, bro. Your comments is limited, bro. The next dumbass shit I see, I'm packing you up. Puello versus Smith. Yeah, it's a great matchup. Good matchup. It gives us another look at you know, Dalton Smith on a high level, the championship level, because Puello is championship level in my opinion. Get the chance to see if he really gonna make a run at, you know, having a championship run, right? Not just to win a fight and then, you know, win the title and then lose it right in your next defense, your first defense. So it'll be a defense of his title, and let's see if he's able to defend it. But I think that could be a potential fight down the line if he's available and Shakur fighting around, because he said 135 and 140 is where he's trying to operate at. So I think he can simultaneously fight at both weight classes. I do. I don't think it's too much weight, too much of a jump in between from 35 to 40, right? I think that's something that he can manage. We all seen how good he looked in his first fight at 140. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he belonged. So I'm pretty sure he still could make 35, but I think he just looking for the fight that make the most sense. So he said his next move is his best move. So hopefully that leads to one of these fights that we've been thinking about. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of these dudes that we know actively is pursuing and wanting to fight them. So it's refreshing to hear a guy like Dalton Smith say he wants smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight I think people want to see. Good UK fighter, sturdy, good, solid boxing skills. You know what I mean? Tough, gritty. We seen him beat up Matias, a boogeyman that people try to call him. So, I mean, for Shakur to go in there and be the first one to be able to pack him up would be good. It'd be a really good win on his resume. And low key, bro, we ain't never seen fight over there in the UK. He could take it, man. They might want that in the States. You heard Deuce say something about Vegas, but man, this Shakur opportunity to get some of them UK fans. I'm telling you, they already call them EMP core. This gonna be UK core in a minute. You know what I'm saying? UK core. I think Dalton Smith is a sturdy guy, but like I said, he remind me, and I mean this respectfully, Dalton Smith is like a Sam Noakes to me. Sturdy, strong, aggressive at times, come forward. He knows what he's doing in there. but just don't have that it factor, right? If it was a strongman contest, maybe Sam Knows wins against Abdullah, but we know this shit is about skills, IQ, and shit like that. And Dalton Smith ultimately, although he's very, very a rounded boxer, you know what I mean, a skillful guy, he just don't have that thing, right, that separates him. He don't. Like, he's just really good, but they don't have nothing that really separates him. Yeah, he's strong, but I don't worry about all that shit, man. Shakur did box circles around him. That's what I think. I think he'd beat him thoroughly. I'm not even going to lie to you. I think he beats him convincingly. To me, Shakur showed me at this point he win fights how he chooses to win it. If he want to make this fight look like something, then he can. If he want to just thoroughly outclass this dude, I think he can. Dalton Smith is just not like no crazy KO guy. He's not known as the best boxer in the world. He's not known to have this elite level defense. Like shit, he bleeding in the picture I got up here. That in the fight that he won. That's as he dropping Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani is actually on the ground at the time of, but you know his eyes was bleeding. So I think Core just a box circles around him. You know what I mean? Again, he's a boxer, not a KO guy. So I don't feel the need to say he ain't got to stop him, but I just don't think Dalton Smith got what it takes. I don't think he got the experience. I don't think he's been in front of a fighter that talented. You get what I'm saying? And again, you ask yourself, what's Dalton Smith's style? He's a boxer, puncher, right? And then when you look at the kind of puncher he is, yeah, he can. I think anybody with ace can crack to a degree, but he's not no crazy KO artist. That's not somebody that you labeling a KO artist. And he got a good amount of KOs. Good record, undefeated, but I think he gets beat. I think that belt leaves his hands the day he step in there with Core, if they did it. You know what I'm saying? I only say the UK because of just appeal and fan base marketing, like just being in front of those different atmosphere. But just thinking about it on second note, man, just seeing what Wilder had to go through over there in the UK, nah, you're right. You're right, man. Nah, like he said, Sam knows. Almost said Sam knows. Dalton Smith had it right. Vegas soundbar right. Put it in Vegas, man. Ramon said Matias' defense is his face. Yeah, it is. It is his face. It is his face. Definitely is his face. Boxing Build, you on you on thin ice, buddy. Just letting you know. You on thin ice, G. Super thin ice. So yeah, man, good fight if it happens. But like I said, first things first. Let's see what Dalton Smith and Puello look like, man. If he's able to get past Puello, I think he make a case for deserving a fight, a unification or a fight with somebody on this level. Because Puello's a pretty sound boxer. He's a really good boxer, bro. Really good boxer. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be the real test. Matias was a test for real. That tested his grit, his heart, his determination, shit like that. And we seen that Dalton Smith is game. But Puello gonna test him mentally, more so mentally than physically. He gonna do both, but he gonna do it with more intelligence, with more IQ behind it, right? He's not gonna give him the same opportunities that Ariel gave him, right? Because Ariel just want to fight. He don't care where you get hit at. We've always said, like, if you watch his career, you seen he got stopped by, he got beat early in his career by somebody that he avenged the loss against. But that kind of style is just not, it's tailor-made, man. Like to take punishment, right? Like you block punches with your face, your offense is your defense. And I feel like when you start operating around the elite level or the championship level, you need defense. And Ariel Matias just doesn't care about the defensive side of the game of boxing. So anybody that's allowing you to hit him that often, that cleanly, is subjected to being knocked out. And Dalton Smith had the perfect antidote for his ass. You know what I'm saying? And he got him up out of there. But now going up against Puello, that's going to be a much different challenge. And I'm pretty sure he knows it because he's saying it. They know the styles are way different. They're going to be way different. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Puello win. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who wins that fight. Really don't. I really don't. Pooh was good with it, my guy. I don't know who wins the fight, Puello and Dalton. I really don't, bro. There's a good sound boxer, man, from the UK with good skills, and he grittier than a lot of those dudes over there. You know what I'm saying? He don't just tuck his tail when they get a little rough in there, because again, Matias put him through some rough moments, but he found a way through. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to do the triangle dairy thing because we know Matias and Puello fought, but Puello did beat Gary Antoine, and Gary Antoine a dog. So I think they both have really good win under their belt. Dalton Smith got Matias, and Puello got Gary Antoine. It's a really good win. It's a really good win under his belt. You get what I'm saying? So both of those guys that take those experiences into their next fights and see what it's hitting for. I hope not. I hope they don't rob him though. I hope not though. Shout out to Pooh. What's good with it, homie? I hope they don't rob him, man. But you know what? Some of that I don't want to say like it's his fault, but he gotta do something different. I think Pooh, we gotta like, some people say don't leave it to the judges, but he ain't gonna just become some KO guy overnight. But I just think he gotta make the rounds a little more definitive. That's all. Start a little bit sooner. You get what I'm saying? Take control a little bit sooner. And just don't allow the fight to just, easier said than done, but he got to fight the kind of fight where he putting rounds together rather than letting it be back and forth, back and forth. It can't be that. Like, because then he run the risk of getting robbed, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially, I got to look it up, see what his fight at. Teach was good with it. Got to see what his fight at. Because after seeing the Chisora shit, man, the UK, wow, man. Y'all wild for that. Y'all was about to let anything happen to see him win that night, so. I don't know, just as long as it ain't in the UK. But Dalton Smith gonna have his work cut out for him, man. I think Puello got a real quality win with Gary Antoine. I think in a way, Puello beating Gary Antoine Russell was more impressive than him knocking out Subriel Matias, and that's very impressive. But the reason I say that is because. The writing was on the wall a while ago with Subriel Matias, man. We just was wondering what opponent it was going to be. Now, although I think a lot of us didn't anticipate it being Dalton Smith as the guy to press the button and knock him out, but it happened. You get me? So, but we didn't expect Gary Antoine to lose a boxing match the way he did. So, Puello got a really solid win. Now, not that he announced, but Dalton Smith just said in a clip that I played a minute ago, Teach, that that's his dream fight. But, he got Puello up next. So Shakur saying his next move going to be his best move. I don't know what that is. I can't, I ain't try to reach out and ask about the fight. I just wait for the news. But if you just look at what's out there, it's a few things that make sense. Dalton Smith, if he was available, would be a great unification at 140. I really I can't see past Raymond Muay. I don't know why, because it seemed like that's the perfect time for that fight to take place right now. And Robert Garcia went back and forth a bit, and they don't seemingly got something lined up right now, man. Talked about a different fight, but it's seeming like they don't got to do that. They can go in a different direction if they want. It's a home fight in Sheffield. Yeah, he good then. He good. Puello better be prepared, bro. He better be prepared because he might be fighting the ref, Dalton, the crowd, everything. You know what I'm saying? I think I got a post. Let me see if I can find a post from Garcia from Robert. But yeah, that's what I can see happening. You know what I'm saying? Just because the opportunity there a lot, and I think Raymond Muay will actually fight. A lot of these dudes just be talking. They don't be wanting no fights for real. They don't be wanting to get in there for real. I think Ray had run it. I just would I wouldn't mind it at 35 because if he could get that IBF title and a ring belt, that'd be cool. Cool to just see him snatch that up. I'm trying to see where is that. I had some posts from Garcia's and them. Let me see. It's one of these. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah, Polo is in trouble. Not even in London. Nope. He got to deal with them UK. He got to deal with them UK refs and that crowd and everything. Yeah, they is diabolical. They was ready to let Derek Chisora go in. This is right. If you listen to the full interview, I said Raymond will have one more fight at 35 in top rank, working on locking in the date and the opponent, and we will be at 40 after. But if our next fight is versus you, we can do it at any weight. We don't have anything set, so let's make it happen. That's what I like, Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they've been flirting with the thought of this fight for too long. I just want to see it. I think it makes sense. It's the perfect opponent. It's the perfect opponent at the TO for me, if you ask me, and a realistic one. You kind of expose your boxing knowledge every time. You on the countdown. You know what I mean? The hourglass is running thin, man. All the sand is almost on the other side, man. It's a Matchroom card and Pueblo not with Matchroom. Yeah, that we know, but I don't even think that matters. I think the fact that it's a hometown fight for what's his name? For Dalton would get tricky for Pueblo. You going over there on enemy soil. If it's in Sheffield, then he got home court advantage for sure. And Pueblo is known to allow fights to be closer than what needs to be, right? Rounds. So he gotta win those rounds definitively. It's easier said than done. I want to say that, but he got the tools. Dude got some long arms and he really can box. And he got respectable power too. So you can't just be careless with Pueblo. He really got some hands. He snuck up on me. I didn't know dude could fight like that. He can box. Said 3 division ring champion sounds about right. Just do you feel me? Yeah, Al Booger, man. Every comment is like something weird. This one gotta be cut. Like if you talked more like a supporter than just a fan and a hater, then I could respect where you coming from. But your views is always based off the same dumbass shit. Fact of the matter is, ain't nobody in the UK from 35 to 47 that's beating Shakur. None of them dudes. None of them. Dalton Smith, I don't care whoever else you want, any other of them, Callum Smith, Paul Smith, none of them damn Smiths. They all get their ass cooked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you really intelligent, it would be Dalton Smith that has shit to worry about because you're getting in there with a much more proven, far more talented guy from what anybody eyes could see. So it would be him having to watch out. He ain't got no Tank Davis power, so you ain't got to worry about him necessarily changing the fight like that. He don't have that equalizer, but I believe he can hurt you if he catch you. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe punches hurt, but he'll get his ass cooked. I guarantee you that. But back to this. Robert Garcia, man, they already talked about coming up to 140. I like to see it either way. And I do like the fact that Robert Garcia said, man, we could do it at any weight. And it don't matter. We can do it next at any weight. Let's do it. So this the fight for him, man. You know what I'm saying? I think this the fight for him. This the fight. I'm telling you, Cal. I'm trying to tell you, my guy. Should be wild, bro. Super crazy. It's crazy. Everybody in the building hit the like button. I don't know what side you're on. Double tap the screen. We gonna keep rolling, man. Dalton Smith says Shakur Stevenson is a dream fight for his. He got to make it to that fight because he got smoked with Pueblo, who's not an easy out. Robert Garcia, went back and forth a little bit with Core about this fight happening. And look, I like it, man. I like it for both people, man. Hold on. Core told him he responded to this. Let me see something real quick. Kyle, I'm telling you, bro. I'd be like, bro, just be part of an intelligent conversation for once. It's not like be a Like you got troll vibes. Like everything you say is against the fighter. Like that's weirdo shit to me. Trying to get my attention being weird is like, that's what kids do. That's why I be asking. That's why I've been asking for 20 shows how old he is. He won't say it, but I'm assuming that he gotta be a kid. Gotta be. Gotta be some kind of kid or something. And Cord told Robert perfect, man. So I don't know. I mean, I know he did tweet something about his next move being his best move, but again, hopefully it got something to do with this. You know, fighters like to be cryptic. They keep stuff close to the vest, and they don't really like to they don't really like to expose the plans prematurely. But I'm just looking at it from a boxing standpoint, and the landscape is not a lot of names that make the most sense at 40, right? Telling you now, 35, that 35 fight, go get that ring bell, Core. I think that'd be dope. I think it'd be dope. So shout out to Robert Garcia, because he always got great fighters and he always trained them well. And at the end of the day, I know that'd be a good fight. Raymond Mortai last fight against Andy Cruz was real good, competitive. That was close, but Shakur just brings a different kind of fight to the arena, right? And he just doesn't let you allow you to get off the way you get off in any of your other fights. So that's always a challenge for fighters to get past, right? That defense. See if you can, be the one to consistently be able to land a shot on them. So far, it's been pretty hard for these guys to crack the code, man. And I know Raymond Moritaia, he said he confident. He said his style, he got the perfect style for Shakur, and it's wrong for Shakur. His style is all wrong. He feel like he do all the stuff that will cause Shakur problems. I feel like he's supposed to say that and think that. Raymond Moritaia, well, school, he go to the body real good. He got some good power. Strong dude. You're not a small lightweight. That'd be a good fight at either weight class. But like I said, man, you gotta have that it factor about you, I believe, to beat Shakur. And if you don't, if you just be a really good boxer, you know what I mean, some good power or something like that, that shit don't be enough. I'm just being honest. Unless if he's himself and nothing wrong with him healthy, these guys got to bring something different to the table that they didn't bring in the rest of their fights, is what I'm saying. So I've been watching Moritaia for years. I've seen this come up all the way to when he got elevated as champion, finally defended the title. Andy Cruz win. You see what he made of, but again, Shakur a whole different level, and it'd be a much different fight for him. So the good thing is they don't have nothing set in stone as far as opponents, but they trying to lock in a date. But Shakur need a dance partner. I think it should line it up. Yeah. Got to be, man. Got to be. So look, Dalton Smith, get through your fight with Puello. I hope he's still around. If he is, because I would think Dalton Smith and Shakur be more entertaining than Puello and Shakur, just from the odds. You know what I mean? So hopefully he can get that win, and he'll be available for Shakur, and they could do a unification. I think that'd be dope. I think it'd be dope. Right, Mason and Shakur switching belts. Gotta take somebody's spot. I always say the same thing, Ramon. It do. That's why he always say, if such and such catches him, if Sam Noakes ain't nowhere near that level, man. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just real. Like he ain't nowhere near that level. Don't think that's the thing is Shakur approaches the fight from a chess, like, you know what I mean? Like he playing chess. So he not gonna go in there and allow you to do the things that make you look your best, right? He gonna shut off your best attributes while doing what he do, and he gonna beat you that way. The way he'd beat Sam Noakes, man, they'll complain. I guarantee you. Oh, why he fight him? He shouldn't have fought him anyway. That would be a waste of time, bro. Waste of time. But this is where it's at right here. I hope they really do make this fight happen, bro. It make all the sense in the world, bro. And ain't nothing else that's better. Nobody at 35 that make more sense. They got Lamont and Zepeda sorting it out. They even said Tank was coming back at 140, right? Hell yeah, go ahead and make that fight. Let's keep rolling though, man. Got a little clip from Boots, a little interview, man. Boots is about and y'all ready for that N1 mixtape, man? June to be here in no time. Are y'all ready for that N1 mixtape, man? Is y'all ready for the N1 mixtape? Yeah, he is special.
Ring. I'm Max. There you see Cop.
100% going to 135 and Chase Tank. I think what he want is the biggest opportunity in the best fight. If ever that fight can be made, he gonna be down to make it, I believe. But I think he see the picture clear too, man. You know who available, man. You know what fights make the most sense. Yeah. You already know, Cal. They don't do nothing else but whine. But I think Raymond more tired for the real boxing fans. You know, they should rock with it. I think it's a solid fight. I think it's a good fighting box. But we're gonna shift gears a little bit, man. Shout out to Core, shout out to Team Morataya and Robert Garcia, man. I hope Core take that same approach he took with T.O. and they could try to make that fight. Because it sounds like it's something that both is interested in, and Raymond more tired too. I don't think he no duck. He not scary or none of that. I think he'll really challenge Shakur. And shout out to Robert. He sound confident. He don't care what weight that the fight happens at. And I respect that. I rock with that. That's good money. But let's shift gears a little bit, man, because June will be here. Y'all know I'm waiting patiently, man, for the drop of the N1 mixtape, volume 35, featuring from Jaron Boots and is featuring Xander Zayas, man. He about to get this mixtape put out on him, and it's gonna get brutal. But Boots joined the panel with Malik, Max, and Cop. And you know, he was talking his talk. Anytime you get a chance to hear Boots speak, is always good, man, because he one of them dudes that don't talk a lot.
And there you see Malik. We are joined now by the Ring Magazine number 5 ranked junior middleweight in the world, the former Ring Magazine welterweight champion, and a guy who really has been tagged for a while now as boxing's next big thing, Philadelphia's own Jaron Boots Ennis. Boots, welcome back to the show. This is not your debut. We've had you on before. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. You and Xander Zayas in Brooklyn this summer, man. I was surprised he chose to fight you. Were you surprised he chose to fight you?
He ain't choose to fight me. I told Eddie and them to go get him. You know, after negotiations or whatever fell through with Ortiz and things like that. I told Eddie and my team, like, yo, go make sure y'all go get Zayas next for me if we can't get the Ortiz situation, and that's what they did for me. But I appreciate him for accepting the fight, because he didn't have to this fight. He could have forced somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, man, look, I know what Boots saying, what he's from his end. Look, I told my team this, and he could be telling the truth, but we heard it on both sides, man. I think it'd be fair to say they both collectively wanted this fight. This is how it happened. You know what I mean? Whoever seeked who out first really don't matter. It's the fact that when both of them was presented with the opportunity, they both was like, yeah, this is what I want. These are two real fighters. Win, lose, or draw, I'm rocking with both of them. But you already know, man, Boots is about to be to the ground and all over Xander's eyes. That mixtape coming out. And one mixtape Boots is coming soon. You know it, Al Booger. You know it. I'm telling you, don't he? What's wrong with him, Cal?
I mean, if you are a young, up-and-coming, undefeated Puerto Rican fighter with a belt, you have some economic engine behind you if the island really gets behind you, right? And that puts you in a position to pick and choose. So if you're Zayas, the fact that he says yes to you, that says something about his confidence right now, doesn't it?
I don't know. With me, it don't matter. Like I said, this is my division, and no matter how much confidence he got, this is my division. And I'm about to show the world and stamp it come June 27th.
And look, you've been in a lot of big fights, right, in the Philadelphia area where there's Atlantic City, big crowds there. But what I'm excited about is you're finally getting a big fight on a big stage that you've been, deserving. How big is this for you to finally have a fight, right? Where it's going to be everyone's watching for it. This is going to crown you as the next big thing in boxing. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts is, I'm excited. This what I've been waiting for, and being on a big stage. And y'all know when a big fight is in hand. Y'all know I come alive when a big fight is in hand and the stakes is high. That's when I shine my best, and I'm excited. I can't wait to show the world, the rest of my abilities and put on a beautiful show and a beautiful knockout.
It's a certain stigma that certain fighters have around when they compete, and you have that. Roy Jones had it. Pernell Whitaker had it.
That demo, he putting out that demo on Limos. That's that shit that made Oscar say, "Man, I'm gonna do my negotiation publicly." You know what I'm saying? That is that demo. That was that right there. They got Boots screwed up, bro. I'm looking forward to this year. This one, it's just a few of them for me. It's a few of them, but this one of the biggest for sure. Benavidez and Zordo. I'm definitely looking forward to that one.
Had it at one time, and what it is no matter who they fight, regardless of the competition, it's just not going to be enough for the people. And I believe that Xander Zayas has a lot of qualities, but I also believe a lot of your qualities can make him look how you've made a lot of your other opponents look. You being extremely transparent, what do you see Xander Zayas like? What do he do good to you that could give you problems, but when you just watch him, you say, okay, I see he does that. He's good at that. He's one-dimensional here. What do you see that could be competitive in Xander Zayas for you in this fight?
He's definitely a solid fighter. He a unified champion for a reason. So, he's a good fighter. I feel like he's getting better, but I'm about to show the world why it's really levels and why I'm really different like that. You know what I'm
saying? If you do beat Zayas, Boots, obviously there's still Virgil.
When I beat Zayas.
Obviously, there's still Virgil Ortiz out there, and you're favored to do so by about 2-1 to beat Zayas. There's Virgil Ortiz still out there, but there's also, after his last performance, like the division has changed in people's minds since the last time we spoke to you, because a lot of people are now saying Fundora is the baddest dude at 54. And a lot of people who would have taken you against any 54-pounder in the world are now liking Fundora's chances. What are your thoughts on Fundora?
Yeah, my main goal right now is Ennis. We're not worrying about nobody else right now. But after I'm victorious on June 27th, and I become unified weight division champ, at 154, bring them on. I'm gonna show. Like I said, I don't want to say I'm repetitive, but I'm gonna continue to keep saying that. After this fight, I'm gonna continue to show why I'm the best in the world and why I'm really like that. And I'm gonna make everything easy. Y'all gonna see.
So, do you like that position? Like at welterweight, by the time you came along, there weren't a lot of big name challenges, right? There wasn't a perception that anyone was going to give you too much resistance. And it looked for a second like maybe 54 will be the same way. And now all of a sudden, not only do you have Zayas, who's come up in the world, right? But you have Virgil and Fundora out there. And now you're in a position where if you run the table in this division, you become not only a 2-division Ring Magazine champion, haven't been too many of those in the history of boxing, actually. Forget about all the sanctioning bodies and junior division. I mean, like the real champ of 2 divisions. And you would get to add these names to your resume that would cross you over from being a guy where people are like me, go, man, Boots is really good. I like what I see. I need to see him in there with top guys, to a guy where you did it, you ran things, and now you finally arrived. What do you feel about that opportunity in front of you right now?
I feel, like I said, I'm in a great space. I feel great about, the 154 position right now. And I'm glad, everybody, it's a lot of top guys and a lot of big names at this weight division. And I'm just excited. I'm ready to, like I said, I'm ready to take over the division one by one. I'm going to knock them down one by one and show the world why, like I said, why I'm the best. And like I said, this is my division. And hopefully everybody continue to want to fight each other, especially after I'm victorious on June 27th. I'm going back to back. I'm trying to be undisputed, and which I will be undisputed at 154. So bring them all on. This is my division.
I like the energy, man. A lot of people mad at Boots for saying what he's saying. Look, if y'all don't think he's the best in the division, find a fighter out there to get in the ring with him and prove it. You know what I mean? Other than that, I think he is who he is. I think more of it is going to be proven and solidified against Xander Zayas. I'm expecting a good fight on both sides, but I think Boots is just going to be Boots, and that's going to be more than enough to get this win. Great fight from both guys. Boots just different, man. Boots just different. Xander Zayas is a very good boxer, but I don't see him being better than Boots. It's a fight, pick 'em fight, right? But I think Boots is a legit favorite for a reason. I think it's 2-1 favorite for a reason.
Yeah, and Boots, and when you say that, I believe you because you did everything you could to make that Virgil Ortiz fight. You were ringside when he had the knockout of Erickson Lubin. You had the face-off. The fight
I want to point that out too. The people I told y'all again, I'm gonna keep saying. Remember, I said they was doing all that talking about Boots before he got to 54. Then he get there and all his attention and energy was put on making the Virgil Ortiz fight, and look what happened. You can't blame Boots at all for that, at all, not one bit. You clearly see that it was a side that wasn't all in. Virgil was in. I don't think his promoter was, and that's why he ended up getting sued.
They had a date and everything, right? Vegas, April, and then of course Virgil Ortiz got into the legal issue with Golden Boy, which scrapped the fight. I give you a lot of credit. You pivoted quickly, got the Xander Zayas fight signs a couple of weeks later. But how frustrating was that whole process with Virgil Ortiz for you, where you're sitting in limbo, basically?
After he had Fort Lubin, I thought it was like a done deal, basically. Like, so I was just sitting there waiting. You know, like I said, I did my part, just sitting waiting for the date. And then we got multiple dates back to back, but they kept getting pushed back because I guess, you know, it was going through, you know, whatever they was going through or whatever. But it was a little frustrating. But at the end of the day, you got this is what the boxing game come with. You got to stay focused. You got to stay locked in. You know, I stayed training. I stayed working on, you know, my craft and now we here, you know, we got an even bigger and better opportunity, you know, to take over this division. And like I said, this is my division, and I'm about to be, you know, a 2-weight unified weight division champion. So it's that time.
Xander.
Yeah, I love it, man. Sonny was good, man. I don't think Boots gonna need no excuses after the fight, you know. But if you ain't as confident as what he is going into a fight, you probably don't even need to be in the sport. He's saying what he's supposed to say. You know, Xander says some things, say he gonna rip Boots' heart out. You get what I'm saying? He gonna rip Boots' heart out and all this stuff and be victorious. So, you know, they both have made their statements. I just like the energy because it's coming from two real fighters. You know what I'm saying? I think Boots is legit, but up until this point, he has made things look relatively easy.
Recently said, Boots, and this is a quote.
Even the unification with Stanionis, that shit looked like, I ain't gonna say it was easy, but damn it, he made it look like.
You quote, eat every straight punch and every hook. What do you think about that criticism from Xander of your defense?
Did y'all watch Xander?
Yeah, of course.
Did y'all watch Xander? He get hit a lot. He get a lot, man. I don't know what like these narratives that everybody keeps saying I get hit this, that, and the third. I still get hit less than everybody's favorite fighter and straight like that. But these guys want to they got to find something to talk about, you know, because when you great at everything, you know, they just pick one thing. You know, like I said, he gonna see firsthand though. It's different when you're in there with me. And I told him this at the press conference. I'm like, it's different when you're in there. I'm a lot faster than what you think. I'm a lot stronger than what you think. My ring IQ is way higher than what you think. I punch a lot harder. It's gonna be real different in there for him. And he gonna see why I'm like that. And he gonna see.
From the moment you turn pro, that is something that I was very impressed with. And I'm going to tell you why. Usually fighters that turn pro from 135 to 140, you can even hear the likes of Shakur Stevenson saying, I wouldn't go that high up in weight division. I would never fight that guy because that guy is too big. Since you turned pro, you've always said, I'm going to be champion at 47, 54, and I'm going to get a belt at 168 or collect a belt at 68. Is those still your plans, or is that something you still aim to do, hitting that 168 division, collecting titles there as well?
Most definitely. You know, every weight division I'm at, you know, I'm going to conquer and take over, you know, one by one. You know, 147, you know, I wanted to be undisputed at 147, but there was a lot of playing around down there. So, you know, I was able to become unified champ and lineal champ, and I was able to get the Ring magazine, and that's one of the most important belts. So, you know, I did my part down there, and then we at 54, and we're going to be undisputed at 54, and then 60, and then 68. It's like I said, I'm ready to be a generational, legend, and show the world around the best.
That's all we ever want to hear as boxing
hey,
fans from the fighters who we feel have a chance to be special, Boots. When you look at 54, I know you're focused on Zayas, but when you look at 54, I used to ask this at HBO and during fighter meetings. If there was a fighter in there who I felt had special ability, I would say, when you look, who do you see as the guy who's gonna be standing there when the dust settles? It's gonna be you and him. When you look, who do you see that? It could be 54. It could be even beyond 54. Who's the other fighter out there that you look at and you say, game like real, recognize real? That guy, when the dust settles, it's going to be me and him for this era. Who do you see?
I can't really say because there's so many big fights, that everybody want to see. You can't just put your finger on one, one guy. And like I said, whatever big name is available at that time, that's what we're gonna make happen. Like I said, I'm ready to knock these guys down one by one, and like I said, show y'all why I'm the best. And like this,
you don't see another. That to me,
that Virgil fight ain't happened because Oscar De La Hoya made sure it didn't.
Sounds like you're saying I don't see anyone out there, right? Like for example, usually if I push, I remember pushing like Lomachenko on this, and I want to say he might have said, I forgot who he said. He may have said Shakur at that time. This is going back probably 10 years, right? Something like that. So, but like I pushed Crawford on this, thinking he would say Spence, and he stuck to his guns and said, nah, there's no one really. So you're saying, is that the answer you're really saying? Like there's no one out there that I see as extra special like me? Is it Fundura because he's big? Is there someone else on the way up? Is it one of the lighter guys moving up, like Keyshawn or someone like that? You don't see, or Shakur? Is there anyone out there?
Right now, I don't see nobody. Like I said, this is my division, and the boxing game is mine. Like I don't really see nobody.
All right, listen. Thank you again for joining us again, Boots, and we hope to talk to you after the Zayas fight. How's that? Can I hook you? I put you on the hook for that right now. What do you think?
Most definitely, I'll be back.
I'll
be back on here.
There it is.
Shout out to Boots.
That with a bunch of new belts. Thank you, Boots. Coming up,
Tell me, man.
Brian Norman Jr. joins the show. This is Inside the Ring.
Yes, sir. Shout out to B. Norman, man. I had something from B. Norman on this joint too. His Last Stand podcast interview wasn't super long, but it was a good one. Shout out to Kurt, man. Appreciate you being a new channel member, man. My guy. Much love, man. Oh my God. We're on. We got some more to get to. So we know there's been a lot of talk about this Ali Act and them trying to, make the changes and seem like it was already written in stone. Man, it sounds like the people that are for the Ali Act being changed seem like they got paid off. That's why they cool with it. That's just what it seemed like. Seemed like people got their palms greased a little bit extra for going along with some BS, and that's what it is. That's why boxing is in the state that it's in, because people only care about their bottom line. They only care about what they can gain from it from a financial standpoint. They don't really care. They don't really give a damn about trying to put on the best fights, protecting the fighters, making sure they're good. They don't really give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? They don't. So we're going to get into a couple of things, man. Delahoya did a couple of, he made a couple of comments. He talked about the Conor Benn situation with Ryan Garcia. He shut that down. Ryan Garcia talked about which fight he want. We're going to get into all of that because we knew this. Dudes over there on Zuffa shouldn't even be excited to fight world champions because of the issue that remains between the two. It's kind of silly, but it's annoying that they're making it seem like that's not what it is. Now, they went from saying they is a league to now they're not a league, they're a promotional company. That shit is annoying what they're doing. Seriously. Put on the best fights. Stop trying to come in and kick the door down and think you can keep your ball in your yard. You can't because you don't have the players to make the fights. You can't improve the state of boxing with the current stable that Zuffa has, to me. You don't have the people to make the fights. All them unifications are the big fights with titles on the line can't be made because y'all don't want to play ball. So the asses got to tighten up. But let's get to this, man. Let's get to Delahoya, man. I'm going to play this shorter clip real quick from him.
The Saudis are 100% fully funding Zuffa. So fighters, beware and make sure you read the fine print.
Dave Kim doesn't read the fine.
I don't know, man. Boots is dope. And shout out to, what is that? I need a burr. Shout out to I need a burr. I think that's what the name is. Boots dope. You say he's chinny. I mean, what fight that you watched where Boots was chinny? I don't know. I never seen Boots be chinny in a fight. You know what I'm saying? I never even seen him get cut, come out there. You know, I don't see his feet, black eyes and shit like that. I don't be seeing Boots all beat up after his fights. Is he chinny? Nah, I don't think he's chinny. Me personally, I hear where you coming from, but for me, I think you know when you're aggressive like that and you got an offensive style like that, you're gonna take shots, you're gonna get hit, and I think that's what Boots does. But I've seen it when Boots don't want to get hit, he don't get hit. That's how I see it. When he don't want you to land a shot, he makes sure you don't land that shot. Get what I'm saying? Now you can catch him and take advantage of moments when he's on the offensive, right? And catch him with stuff. But overall, Stanionis, he beat the hell out of Stanionis. Stanionis ain't. I don't remember Stanionis landing no shots against Boots that will show you he chinny. What happened in the Stanionis fight? Stanionis lost every single round and got stopped on the stool in the corner. I don't know what round is it? Like what happened in the fight? What fight could we really watch to tell us Boots is chinny? That's a bad example because he dominated that fight. Stanionis didn't win a single round. He got beat from pillar to post. I don't think I need to rewatch that one. I mean, explain what you. I mean, if you can, because I'm entertaining it, but explain what you seen. What did Stanionis do to Boots that would indicate to the fans that he's chinny? You hear somebody say something about being chinny when you see a guy getting dropped, buzzed easily, you know what I'm saying, knocked down a lot or knocked out, but chinny, Boots is chinny? I don't think so. We're not watching the same fighter. And I remember the Stanionis fight, fine. He didn't win a round. I remember that. He got beat up. He got really beat.
Again, the Saudis are 100% fully funding Zuffa. So fighters, beware and make sure you read the fine print.
Dave Kim doesn't read the fine print.
Because you may need to get out of your Zuffa contracts in a few months.
I told you to read the fine print, Dave Kim.
There might not be any money left.
Where did that money go?
And speaking of Zuffa, man, they're trying to get their scumbag amendments to the Muhammad Ali Act passed through the Senate.
You believe this shit?
But you know what? I'm actually going to Washington, D.C. next week to testify in person against it and explain again why this act does not need to be changed. It's been in place for 26 years and has protected fighters. TKO needs it to change so they can fighters.
We renegotiate and pay you less?
Just like they do in the UFC. And I'm going to give it my best shot to preserve boxing history and protect the fighters.
If anyone can do it, it's him.
And one thing is for sure, my clapback after I return from Washington is going to be a forest fire. I'll be exposing all the lies TKO tells our government. So Uncle Fester, please invest in a suit. The Senate doesn't want to see you in your little Oshkosh Bagosh t-shirt. So remember kids, you're never a hater if you only speak the facts.
Hey, so look, he's speaking some truth. He's speaking on what a lot of people been talking about with this Ali Act thing. But before I respond to that, say exactly my point was just Stanions was just walking in the shots, no head movement, but still landing on Boots' jaw. Now your point was you said Boots was chinny, and you haven't given me an example of how he's chinny. Somebody landing shots on you doesn't make you chinny. That's more to do with your defense. And in this particular case, like I said, for me, bro, respectfully, that's not the best example because you're telling us to go rewatch a fight that Boots won every single round and just pay attention to the couple times that Stanionis landed a shot, and that's how we going to know if Boots is chinny. I at least expected you to say, well, look at this round here. He got buckled and this happened or he got dropped. None of that is the case. You telling us to watch a fight where he dominated a guy, and then you more so agreeing with us because you're saying the guy wasn't moving his head and he was just coming straight in. So again, that wasn't your point because you said Boots is dope, but to me, he chinny. That's my whole thing. I ain't, not even arguing with you. I just, I'm willing to hear you out. Like, I just don't know what you see that I ain't see, right? That none of us seen. I don't think Boots chinny though. Motown, what it do, my dog? Legacy in the building. Was good with it. It's hard to believe Delahoya got anybody interest but his own. You stupid. I believe him when it comes to that though, the Ali Act, because I think most people that's coming out speaking in favor of it, I think they believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't think none of these guys want to see fighters get screwed over. You know what I'm saying? I don't think none of them want to get screwed over. Man, yo, how long do some of y'all be watching boxing, bro? You're pulling out some bad examples, fam. I was at that fight, physically at the David Avanesian fight. I was there live. He beat the absolute hell out of that man. Only thing you're describing, you talking about touching him up. How's touching somebody up losing every single round? He didn't win one round against Boots neither, and he got stopped. You so far, your point was Boots is dope, but he's chinny. And your two examples of him being chinny is him taking punches in 2 fights. It's a fight, bro. You're going to get hit. Avanesian wasn't touching shit up. He got beat every single round and got stopped bad. Boots was doing and one mixtape moves on that man. He beat the fight out of Stanionis. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. And see, this is the thing, man. Y'all new boxing fans. Avanesian been around for a minute. Is he on Boots level? Nah. But Avanesian experience, he fought some people. I don't think he buns. He just ain't on Boots level. Blaze, what it do, my guy? He says it's not the Ali Act, it's the Zuffa Act. That's what they're trying to implement on the low, Blaze. That's what they're trying to implement on the low. Hey, man, look, I try to entertain what you're saying, but you giving me like, you got to be a kid. You got to be a youngin. You got to be a youngin, bro. I should have been able to tell with the avatar you using. You got to be young because just anybody else would have probably grilled you for making them foolish statements. For me, I'm trying to give you the floor to make it make sense. I'm even taking time out of my day to entertain this shit you saying, and you just moving the goalpost to something different. Your point hasn't been proven. Chinny has nothing to do with getting hit, bro. I don't think you know boxing that well. I think you just started watching it, and I think you just got an opinion. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BJ, man. What's good with it, homie? Your points were very weak at best, man. You said go watch the Stanionis fight. That'll tell us that Boots is chinny. No, where at? You can't tell me a round or a moment that he experienced that would tell you he's chinny. Then you said the Avanesian fight, that one I was at personally. You say he got touched up. I don't remember that at all. I was right there watching Boots beat hellfire and brimstone out of that man. So again, man, try to talk over here. You can talk boxing, right? You ain't got to be wrong, but I'm really trying to see what you see. But see, you got the childishness in you, and you kind of responding like a kid would. Oh, well, he's the future, right? You motherfucking right, he the future. You damn right he the future. He damn sure is the future, bro. Nah. You got your last response out of me, fam. You already showed me your age. Once you show me that I'm talking to a kid and not another adult, I'm good on you. But you can keep typing though, fam. You good. It's all good. Have your opinion. It's all good. Let's keep building. Y'all got another video from Oscar De La Hoya. He was talking about Ryan Garcia. Obviously, this fight that people been talking about with Conor Benn that we all kind of knew was going to be an issue happening because Conor Benn is signed up for Zuffa for 5 fights, 2.5 years, right? So let's get to it. And Punching Power, man. That might be Boys. What's his name? Boys Be Crying. That might be boxing shit brains. That might be him. Just because he's saying the same shit. I'm about to block him. Yeah, matter of fact, let me get him up out of here. Pack him up.
Zuffa.
over there, Conor Benn is talking about
That's
fighting one of your
boxing
fighters
with another profile.
Ryan Garcia. How do we make that fight if he's over at Zuffa? And like, how does that fight happen?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting because Zuffa Boxing is saying bluntly, we are not going to recognize any sanctioning bodies. We are not going to work with anybody in boxing. We're going to play in our own sandbox. Then how are you going to allow Conor Benn to fight for the WBC world title against Ryan Garcia?
And that's what I'm saying. So it seemed like they're trying to walk back, like their message is changing. First it was, we a league and, you know, we're going to do what nobody else is doing in boxing. These other promoters been here so long and they can't get it done. And you get me, we don't recognize sanctioning bodies and y'all didn't care about that. None of the belts. But then y'all got the fighters that have been dreaming about fighting for these belts all their life. So how that's going to work? You signed Conor Benn up with no real roster at 47. He didn't look good at 150 against Regis. He looked like food for real. Maybe he went to Zuffa to get away from the fights because y'all got. It's no way we know that they made it clear that they're not willing to pretty much play ball. So anybody that's signing up over there, shut up about all these title fights and how you gonna be undisputed and make all this money and be great. Nah, you about to be a Zuffa project for real, man. I hope y'all dudes read the fine print, like they said, man, because it seemed like it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, bro. They walking back a lot of shit that they said, and it just looked weird, man. 5 fights, 2.5 years. When the hell? Like, show me the last time that dude had 5 fights in 2.5 years, bro. I don't even know how that's gonna work. Crazy, man.
Look, ultimately it's up to the fighter, and that's the way we work. I work for the fighter. Ultimately, if that's the fight Ryan wants, then we're gonna have to evaluate. We're gonna have to sit down and negotiate. And if that's the fight Ryan wants, then we have to make it. You know, I'm for the fighter 1,000%. But it's gonna be very interesting. Imagine me and Dana White negotiating or being in the same room for that matter. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. So, like you said, with that fight, I mean, it'll be a real work through to get to that fight. Could we get something easier? Maybe is it easier to make Shakur Stevenson fight? Maybe.
Well, look, realistically, you do have the rematch with Rollies Romero, which is very, very enticing in a way.
And that shit ain't enticing because Ryan hasn't mentioned one time ever rematching no Rolly. He don't want to fight that dude. He don't want to fight no damn Rolly. Shut up about that, man. It's enticing. No, it's not. He embarrassed your cash cow or one of your golden gooses. There's no way you gonna convince me that that's what y'all want to do again. Yeah, let's go put him in a fight where he looked like shit to the point where we had to just make excuses as to why he looked so bad. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah.
Not the most enticing fight out there for him, but the fact that Rollies beat him when Ryan really wasn't 100%. And that can be a possibility. The one that interests me the most is the rematch with Devin Haney. Now that can be a blockbuster event. I would love to make that fight happen in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. That's how big it can be. At the Allegiant Stadium with Ryan Garcia. And I believe that fight is the best fight to make, hands down.
That's awesome. What about what's coming up next for?
See, he doing that promoter shit. You just saying something good to say so you can move on to the next question, but in reality, that's not even the fight that y'all working on either, man. The problem, it seemed like with Oscar, is you doing the talking in the media, but you're not doing the work behind the scenes. I'm not blaming him or nothing like that, but it's like y'all talking about these fights, y'all not trying to make them. You just said Rolly. Why did you throw that out there? We all know Ryan. If Ryan wanted to rematch with Rolly, he'd have been saying it. The man said he want Conor Benn. He don't want Rolly. So see how you saying he can't fight Conor Benn because Conor on Zuffa, but then he's still over there talking about we got to see. Ain't no we got to see. Y'all not going to do it. Oscar and Dana don't get along, man. And you and Oscar barely get along. So he not about to go try to put a deal together to do business with the same guy that he been beefing with. He literally doing interviews and videos calling this man Uncle Fester, man. That Uncle Fester shit kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie, man. But Oscar really been calling Dana White Uncle Fester. I don't see them doing business with each other. They too busy trying to one up each other to do the fight. And again, we just seen the fight get killed. Big fight with Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis. Oscar is the culprit, respectfully, man. He the one that seemed like he wasn't on the same page, man. I believe it's a stadium fight. Legion Stadium, Devin and Ryan rematch. I don't know. It's tough, right? Yeah, that's tough, Thrill. Stadium is tough because that's big. That's a stadium, ain't no arena. Stadiums are stadiums, man. I don't know about that one. Nah, BJ, you right though. Oscar be talking out of both sides of his neck. He know it. But let's keep rolling, y'all. We got some more. Everybody in the building, hit the like button. Let's keep rolling. Support the grind. Let's build, y'all. Get back to it.
For Kid Austin.
Kid Austin, he's probably one of the top prospects, contenders in boxing today. Kid Austin has everything.
He's still calling Kid Austin a prospect, bro. They out here talking. They call it for Tank and Shakur and Abdullah, who are all champions, but he still call him a prospect. And you telling me in Oscar's mind that he's ready to put him in those big ass fights? You can tell by how he talks about the fighter, bro. He said prospect guy. He try to catch a contender, nah, bro. Those aren't the same things. A contender is a graduation from prospect level. I think Kid is in that contender space, but the fact that you say prospect still is for a reason. The reason you say that is not the number of fights. You feel like he's still green and wet behind the ears. That's why you still call him a prospect. That's what lets you know that those big ass fights that they be talking about, those big fights are not coming. They're not coming for him right now. He got a plan. If they just signed on for 5 years for $5 million, do you think any of those fights are going to happen? Think about what he just told you. That's why I said his dad be telling too much of the business. You didn't even have to tell us that. We ain't need to know how much money you signed back on for because you just told us you was going to leave. Just said y'all was leaving, Golden Boy. Then the next thing you put out, you say, yo, we just signed 5 years, $5 million. Oscar treating us good. We fighting Tank. You not fighting Tank. If you sign any contract for 5 years, $5 million, your ass bogus, man. He got you in a 360 deal. You would never fight Tank. You got to shut up. You just put a cap on yourself. 5 years, $5 million, bro. Bro about to put you in there with JoJo Diaz. I'm telling you. He was about to put you in there with JoJo. 5 years, $5 million. Man, that ain't shit. He said that shit like he said it like half-heartedly too. Like he thought it was good, but then he realized as he said it out loud that it wasn't really nothing. Yeah, we just signed 5 years, $5 million. Yeah, Oscar treating us right. Oscar treating us right. Oscar still think y'all prospects, man. Y'all he had a slip. Shout out to the Queen, Lisa. How you feeling today? Oscar, man, I'm telling you, bro. Hold on, let me run it back in a second. Oscar said, hey, he's one of the best prospects out there. Oscar, look. This is how I want my promoter to smile about me, man, when somebody mentioned my name. You see how Oscar face lit up when he mentioned Kid Austin?
Awesome. What about what's coming up next for Kid Austin?
Kid Austin, he's probably
one of
right the top prospects, contenders in boxing today. Kid Austin has everything to win that world title. It's a matter of time. I think Kid Austin, the more opponents wait on him, the better he's gonna get, the worse it's gonna be for his opponent. That's just Kid Austin. You
see, that's promoter shit. How are you going to sit here and say the longer people wait on him? Bro, Shakur gave him a chance. And when Shakur gave him the chance, he messaged Floyd Schofield Sr. and told them not to take the fight, pretty much because they were inexperienced and they was going to lose. That in so many words, that's pretty much what he said. So again, nobody's waiting on him. You waiting for the right opportunity. You just said it. Y'all listen, y'all. You really got to listen to these promoters. Their job is to promote and push the fighter, but put the fighter in fights that he can win, not lose. With Oscar feeling like Kid Austin is still a prospect / contender, he still feel like he inexperienced and green a bit. He's not willing and ready to pull the trigger on the Abdullah Masons, the Shakur Stevensons, the Tank Davises. I don't give a damn if you rank number 1, if you go petition, that fight will not be made because the guy that promotes Shah has no intent whatsoever in putting him in the ring with none of those guys. How do I know that? Pay attention to what he's doing. You was just about to fight Jojo Diaz before you got bit by them bed bugs. Y'all said y'all be in all types of Airbnbs. That's why I figured the bed bugs got you, bro. That I seen them little dots on his wrist. I said, bro, I don't even see no damn swelling. He posted his injury. I said, man, this is the man that you should have just fought through that. Bro should have just fought through that. And he posted like he got bit by bed bugs, bro, and pulled out the Jojo Diaz fight. That is the level of competition, respect to Jojo, that you fighting right now. You fighting guys that used to be good years ago. Tevin Farmer, he was a 2-time champion. He's not the same guy. That's who you just stopped last. They was trying to set you up with Jojo to do the same thing. If you listen to Oscar, he's calling this man a prospect / contender. He's not ready to put him in there with them champions. He just told you it's a matter of timing. And for him, he looking for the right time to put Kid Austin in there against quality opposition. You're not going to see that. Not going to see that until they're fully ready or they're confident that he can beat these guys. It's just what it is. And sometimes we feel like the promoters holding the fighters back. Nah, that's him being smart. This is one of the best fighters in the game when he did it actively. And he ain't duck shit, Oscar. He know what he see, bro. And I think he feel like Kid Austin is very talented. But like he just mentioned, it's timing, bro. Timing is very important in these dudes' careers, these young fighters. That shit could be the difference between winning and losing. You put him in a fight too early, and that's why he made it clear not to take that fight with Shakur Stevenson, and they never made it to the fight. I'm telling you, bro, that's just what it was. He wasn't trying to do that shit. I'm like, bro, why you gonna fight him now, be inexperienced? You run the risk of losing, and I got a plan for you. I can put you in these fights. I can get you the experience, and I can get you a title fight. But basically, you got to trust the process, and you got to sit there and believe that Oscar got your best interests at heart. And he might do, because people are saying he might be holding Kid back. No, he not. He's saving Kid. He preserving his career. Everybody damn near knows you throw him in there in Saudi Arabia, he makes that fight with Shakur, he more than likely gets beat. And now you got to sell him with a loss now. You know, that shit hit different. So that's why Oscar like, man, look, we're going to build you up first. Then we're going to get you a title shot when your opportunity to win one is stronger. He's not confident that he beats Abdullah Mason, in my opinion, or none of the champions to me. Oscar. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Appreciate you putting some color in the chat. He said, just do the CIA will get K to fight. Stop it. Forgot about the CIA. Yeah, they got the facts, not even contenders, man. Undercard absolutely has to be good. True indeed. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Yeah, man. I forgot they got the CIA, the colonel, the mayor on speed dial. The army is with them. All the cops is with them. I gotta chill, man. I don't want 12 on
that world title. It's a matter of time. I think Kid Austin, that's how big it can be. At the Allegiant Stadium is the best fight to make, hands down.
That's awesome. What about what's coming up next for Kid Austin?
Kid Austin, he's probably one of the top prospects, contenders in boxing today. Kid Austin has everything to win that world title. It's a matter of time. I think Kid Austin, the more opponents wait on him, the better he's going to get, the worse it's going to be for his opponent. That's just Kid Austin. He's only getting better. He's getting stronger. He's faster. Nobody works harder in the gym than Kid Austin. I admire him for his work ethic. I admire him for wanting to learn the game and be the very best and fight the top guys. So it's a matter of time for Kid Austin.
That's awesome. One more thing before I let you get out of here.
The devil's in the details. Read between the lines. Like, it's a matter of time for Kid Austin, because right now ain't the time, clearly. That's why they talking about going to court and petitioning and trying to take Tank to court, and they should get the fight. They're trying to get the fight ordered. And, bro, y'all not forcing that man hand. Y'all not forcing Tank to do shit. Y'all will be fighting for a vacant title before you force Tank hand. And I'm telling you right now, If you was to put Kid Austin in the ring with Tank, that probably would mess his career up, realistically. Like, yo, you put somebody in there too soon, you could mess him up. Shit, that could have happened with Frank Martin. Put him in there with Tank, get knocked out early. Couple fights later, in the fight of his life where he almost lost to Nair Albright. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you got to be smart because the wrong kind of loss could change a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Was he saying? He said what? What was he saying? Singing? Man, this dude, man, they know what's up. BBO was good. Was good with it, fam. What the hell, man?
Here, because I know you got to go eat your food and everything. There's a fight coming up, Xander versus Boots.
Yeah.
How do you break that fight down?
I actually love that fight. I love the fight. Stylistically, it's gonna make for a terrific fight. And let me tell you why. Boots Ennis is a master class boxer that stays right in front of you. He throws punches. He can knock you out. He can move his waist. He has that shell, which is hard to break. But one thing about Zayas is that he fights you in the pocket. He fights you aggressively, which is going to make for a great fight. I believe Boots is going to stay right in front of him. Zayas will come in with all his combinations. He might get caught. But one thing about Zayas is that he gets caught, he gets hit, but he comes forward. He takes the punch and he wants more, and he gives it his all. So I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. I think it'll be a close fight. I don't see a knockout taking place, but I do see a very entertaining fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. And before I let you get out of here, just me personally, I see Floyd and Pacquiao supposed to get it on again.
Right.
How can we get that that rematch with Floyd and De La Hoya? How likely is that to happen?
Oh my gosh! I mean, look, I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
Will always be a fighter.
I'll always be a fighter.
If Mayweather beats Pacquiao, Floyd, you owe me a rematch.
And shut up
Let's
with
go.
that. Oscar,
Yeah, let's go. All
Oscar
right,
got
the
a
one and
big
only, the
six
great
pack talking
Oscar
about a
De La Hoya.
rematch.
Appreciate your time
Thank
today.
you, brother.
Boy don't want nothing to do with you and your fake six pack, bro. He don't even want to fight Pacquiao for the bread. What makes you think he want to fight your ass, bro? He don't want to fight you. But look, I respect Oscar, man. Like I said, once upon a time, that was one of my favorite fighters to watch. That was way before this YouTube thing, boxing was a thing, right? This is when you really had to like boxing to be watching it, right? This dude was one of the coldest in his day. That's why it confuses people when they see how he gets fighters and how he move them. It's like, bro, you move these fighters, not how you moved yourself. If you moved the way you move some of these fighters, you would have never made it to the level you made it to, right? But I finally made sense out of that. The reason for that, I think, is because Oscar got firsthand experience and he know what it take to make it at this level. And with all due respect to everybody that he promotes and signs, I think he knows that these dudes don't got what he got. He had it. He was one of them. That's why he was the golden boy for a reason. Like, I don't think these fighters, they don't have that what he got. So I think he's real careful about putting his name fighters or his cash cows, if you would, right? The guys that's the big names of his stable, right? He takes his time putting them in there. Like, look what he did with Zordo. Look how he did it. Get what I'm saying? Look how he did it with Zordo. That's what Zordo got down there, 50 fights, bro. I think when he fight Benavidez, that'd be his 50th fight. But a lot of people felt like he wasn't tested the way he could have been on the way up. But I think that's for good reason. Get what I'm saying? The same thing. Look at Virgil. Virgil and Boots supposed to get made. Next thing you know, he got to get sued for a fight to get made. I'm telling you, look at him and Canelo. He convinces Canelo all those years ago that he was ready for Floyd and then couldn't even be present when he went up against Floyd. Canelo was in there getting his ass whooped by himself. Nobody that, you know what I mean? Nobody to stall him out, sit there and take that loss with him. So, and his fighters leave him. So, I don't know, man. I don't think he's trying to hold fighters back intentionally. That would be stupid. That would be bad business. But I do think Oscar be having a plan. And I think he feels like he know how to get them to the level where they can be a champion or be a star and make some money. And a lot of us be wanting to see the most dangerous fights possible, the most riskiest fights possible. And I think the reason that doesn't happen because people are not confident that these fighters are as good as what they used to be back in the day. So I think they feel like these guys need a lot more experience before you put them in there. You take those challenges where shit could really go wrong for you, man. That's what I think we're seeing right now. Right. Shout out to Oscar though, man. But that's what I think is going on. You see he's shooting down the fights with Ryan and these other people, bro. Ryan is he gonna be up shit's creek, bro. I got a video with him coming up next, man. He gonna run into trouble. You with Oscar, a guy that told you needed a bat for Tank. Now you talking about fighting Conor Benn, and he just said, man, Conor Benn is over there on Zuffa. How we gonna do that? So you get what I'm saying? That's how you know. I'm telling y'all, pay attention to this shit. This is how you know that boxing is strange. It's like you'll see them get asked questions in the media, but you can tell by how Ryan is talking in his video and how Oscar is talking. They probably never sat down directly and talked about the fight between him and Conor Benn. But he'll tell the world that he got Conor Benn coming in August. And this is the shit. This is why I say anytime Ryan Garcia throw out a date, you got to take that shit with a grain of salt because he'll just say anything, bro. Yeah, I'm fighting such and such. You know, he said he was fighting Tio in July. I think July 25th, he said. Then he turned around and said, you fighting Conor Benn in August in Las Vegas. Like, and you come to find out you're not probably fighting either one, or you definitely not fighting Tio. And you're not fighting Conor with him being on Zuffa. And he read up over there. That boy got 5. He got at least 4 more fights on Zuffa, right? He had 1 there. Got at least 4 more, you would think. 4 more fights before anybody could think about fighting him. So, I don't know. Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn deserves some respect, though. And I'm going to tell you why. He can say what he want out his mouth in terms of how good he think he is, right? He's supposed to say that stuff as a fighter. But Conor Benn, low-key, knows that his last name ring bells from his father. And I think he's making the most out of that. He might not have the skills and the talent that these other fighters have because he ain't been boxing nowhere near as long, right? And I think he knows that. So as a result, I think he's cashing in on the last name. I think that's one of the reasons why you seen him slide over there to Zuffa. Well, it looked like a 1-fight deal. He did it for 5 fights. So he really stuck it to Eddie on this one. You know what I'm saying? Eddie, he went right to the competitor. He went right to the ops and did a deal behind Eddie back and cut him out. Left him in the dark. But kudos to Conor Benn, man, because I think he capitalizing off the Benn name. You know, he might not be the most skillful, but he got an exciting style, right? He get hit. He's aggressive. He get knockouts, or at least he used to before the AIDS. So I think his drawing power in that, right? Look at the numbers him and Chris Eubank was able to put up. So I think he just capitalizing on the skill set that he got. He making the most out of his career. I respect the hell out of it because that's what he doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doing. He like, look, I ain't as good as some of these other guys, but I'm going to make more money than some of these guys, right? Think about it. Look how many fighters ain't that's better, more skillful than Conor Benn. They ain't got no $15 million deal set up nowhere. They ain't fought for that kind of money. And look at the back-to-back paydays he made against Chris Eubank. So that dude was smart for finessing his career the way he's been doing. But I seriously doubt that we see him in the ring with Ryan Garcia next. I doubt it. Zuffa gonna shut that down. Big shout out to the Queen Lisa, always supporting the grind, the Cash App in a huge way. Appreciate the good content you bring daily, man. I appreciate you, all your support, and everybody that continues to rock with me, man. Shout out to the Queen Lisa. Appreciate the love, man, as always.
Everybody back up. Hey, Ryan. Ryan, picture. Hey, Ryan, so what happens with Conor, bro?
Ryan,
What's up,
Jesus
brother?
Christ loves you.
Conor,
Ryan, Jesus Christ loves you. He loves you.
He loves all of us.
Ryan, can we get a prayer on stream?
Yeah. To our Father in heaven, I want to pray over.
Hey, prayer on stream. Prayer on stream.
Father in heaven, I want to pray over everybody that came. We just want to protect everybody, and Lord, guide them in all that you want them to do. Lord, let them not live by their own flesh, but by your Spirit, Lord. And I just pray for peace. And we know that the world is going through a hard time right now. And we can see all the spiritual warfare, but we're going to put you first and not let nothing distract us. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Say something.
Conor Benn.
Oh, okay, let's go.
My man right here gonna put you to sleep. So we see it coming. That's it. That's right. Oh, hey, God bless, Ryan. God bless.
So I get it, people just being fans, but the problem in boxing is you can hear it from. That's why I play these clips, these interviews, so y'all can hear this shit. Y'all can see how I be thinking. You can tell that it ain't been no real conversations with him and Oscar about fighting no Conor Benn. You can tell. You really can tell. There's no need to promote a fight that's not going to happen. You just said you just went from T.O. to Conor. Ryan Garcia back up to his old tricks. You know, announcing fights that's not going to happen. Remember, he did this shit when he was at 35. He announced like 5 or 6 fights at one point, and none of them happened. One of them was Manny Pacquiao, and they threatened legal action if he didn't stop using their name in the press. This dude is known to promote a fight that's not happening. I don't think he's scared of Conor or something. I do think he would want that fight. That's the fight he said he want. But again, Conor Benn is over there on Zuffa. And I'm not sure how nobody is aware that they just not playing ball. It's like bro just said, they want to build their own sandbox, and they want to be the only ones to play in it. And that shit is not going to work. There's no way in hell with the roster they got that they can make the biggest fights in the world, the best fights in the world without the talent. It's just not possible.
What happened with Teofimo, Ryan?
Ryan, can you say it?
Powers that be didn't want it to happen.
So, like Delahoya said, Conor Benn probably wasn't going to work because
he asked him what happened to Teofimo. Oh, the powers that be didn't want it to happen. I don't know if that be the truth though. Like the fact of the matter is Teofimo is not at 147. So how is it on the powers that be? He said something about going up there, but now we just heard he got ordered to face Lindolfo Delgado at 40. So that's what he most likely stay at 40 for another fight. So it's not really the powers that be. He was never at 47. And I didn't think that was going to be the very first fight for T.O. at 47 either. Ryan, but that Conor Benn fight could be a missed opportunity for Ryan Garcia because I do think it's a winnable fight. I think it's a chance for him to beat somebody that got like some type of a name, the Benn last name, right? He ain't undefeated, but I think that'd be a solid win for Ryan. I do think he can beat that dude because without it, you end up having to defend your title against somebody more dangerous, mess around and lose, but we'll see. Let's keep going though, man. Let me try to play this still.
we see it coming. That's it. That's right. Oh, hey, God bless, Ryan. God bless.
So what happened with Teofimo, Ryan?
Ryan, can you say it?
Powers that be didn't want it to happen.
So, like Delahoya said, Conor Benn probably wasn't going to work because he signed with Zuffa.
We have to see, man.
You don't have to see, man. That's just what it is. This is what it is.
What about Devin Haney, brother, if that's a possibility?
Devin Haney never wanted it.
He doesn't want the rematch?
He don't want the rematch at all.
Not for nothing, man. I don't be expecting these dudes to run around and be like head all down and down about these fights not happening, but they just sometimes they give off the impression that they're not really concerned about the next fight. They like promoting and talking. They like the attention, the media scrums and cameras in their face getting asked questions, the attention that come with it. But dudes don't be seeming like they trying to make no fights because all the names you throwing, Conor Benn, T.O., Devin Haney, nobody want to fight. The powers that be didn't want T.O. You want Conor, but you got to see. I know you and Oscar ain't sat down and talked about that. And then you downplay the biggest rematch. If you're Ryan Garcia, bro, your sole purpose should be trying to get Devin Haney back in the ring with you, bro. You got a world title. It'll be for unification. You'll do it assumingly on the even playing field. If you can beat this man on the even playing field for his title and give him a legit loss, they'll treat it like you beat him 2 times. Like, Yeah, I just wonder who be advising these guys. Seriously, bro, because that's a missed opportunity on both ends. On both ends. How is y'all not? How the hell y'all in the same division, both with titles and not fighting each other? That shit is crazy to me. That shit is wild. Let's keep going.
Let's go. Ryan, let me take a picture.
So what date are you looking at, brother?
What? August.
Ryan, please, take it. Just take it. I don't care.
Ryan. Hey, Ryan, she wants a picture. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, listen, bro, last one.
Hey, what's up with the fight? With Conor Benn. What's up with that? Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Hey, what's up with the fight with Conor Benn? I can't wait.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be August, guys.
Look.
If it's not Conor, who could it be then?
He just said August again. I can't wait. It's gonna be August, guys. You just lying.
Shit, nobody.
Let's do it. Hey, can we get behind us?
He only one comment.
Hey, Ryan, get behind us. Oh, yeah.
Ryan, can I get a photo? Hey, Ryan.
No, don't just point it.
Step over the gas.
Careful. Don't burn yourself.
I really appreciate it.
Damn, what happened here? Yo, dropping the stuff, bro. Wait, Dean the Great then?
He hugging dude. That dude he hugged with the shiner around his eye. That's the dude that Dean the Great beat the hell out of, buddy. Dean the Great whooped dude ass. But from the video I seen, Dean the Great gave dude that Ryan just hugged multiple opportunities to like stop talking to him, don't touch him, get away from him. Dude just kept being like a nag, like a troll almost. He was bringing troll energy, and Dean the Great just pieced off on him, beat his ass. And if you ask me, it's kind of justifiable because somebody need to tell you is once to leave him alone. Anything after that is extra. And dude just kept pressing the issue. Like he made me feel like he thought the camera, because the cameras was on, that was gonna stop him from getting his ass whooped. And you can tell he ain't used to face-to-face confrontations, because if he was, he would have known to leave Dean ass alone. Shout out to Sonny. So I think they blackballing the Haneys, in my opinion. They brag too much about their paydays. They don't want to create another Floyd. That's an interesting angle, Sonny. I can't knock it. But I'll say this, bro. I'll give you something else to consider, like I always do, because I can't tell you what you're saying is wrong. I can see where you're going with that. But look at it this way. The thing is, at least with Floyd, he brought the revenue with it. So yeah, you had to hear his mouth and he bragged and talked his shit. But they knew they all stood to make money when he fought, right? The powers that be. The day that me and you speaking of, right? The powers that be. But with Devin, and I mean this respectfully. All right, like I ain't gonna call him no dollar store Floyd. I ain't gonna do none of that. I'm gonna just say it's not like he's a carbon copy of what Floyd is, right? He's I don't want to say poor man, because I don't want to like I'm slighting him. I don't want to be like I'm dissing him. But it's a very poor attempt, respectfully, at what Floyd does. Talk shit, count the money, the jewelry, the cars, all that stuff. That shit come from Floyd. You get what I'm saying? Like that energy. Floyd started that. You know what I'm saying, to me? So, but he's not as talented as Floyd. Floyd is God gifted. Devin is talented. He's a special fighter in his own right. But Floyd is God gifted. And he had the revenue. He brought the revenue in to back it up. So at least when he talked, he went out there and, fought the fights and stuff like that. And he made the money. Devin Haney is doing a poor version of that, respectfully. He doing it in his own way, but Floyd was so unique and special at what he was doing that everybody that's trying to do what he's doing after him is missing the mark terribly. And that's not even a slight to Devin and nothing. It's just very hard to duplicate that. That's one-on-one what you've seen Floyd do. But a lot of these guys try to emulate what they feel like is the best parts of Floyd, right? The undefeated record, the money, you get what I'm saying? The name recognition, getting the accolades. So I respect Devin, but I think The problem is that they've worked with so many different people and they've been successful, but in the process, I don't think they always leave on the best terms. I'm not saying they beefing with the promoters, but like I've heard Bill say, all of these dudes did us dirty. All these dudes did us effed us over. Something to that effect. He was basically saying like all these promoters we worked with in the past have screwed us over or did bad business. I forget. I think it was the Boxing Voice he was on when he was saying that. I was like, that's the first time I ever heard him say that. Now, promoters hear this stuff. So if you got a son, your son don't talk as much as you, but you a loudmouth, braggadocious. Your son is braggadocious, right? He command millions of dollars, right? He don't have the most aesthetically pleasing style, right? You work with a number of different people. You command a lot of money that they say you're not worth, but they still pay you, right? Now you're at a point in your career where they seen you fight Ryan. They see how it looked. Even though you got cheated, they treat it like they don't care. And they're judging them off of what they seen in the Ryan fight. And as a result, you've worked with so many people in the past. You're not in a position to try to have these one-off situations where people will be willing to come to your aid or put up the money to see you fight because you don't generate that kind of money. So you got a personality that everybody don't love, right? You got a dad that everybody don't love. You got a style everybody don't love, right? You make a lot of money, more than a lot of these guys. Everybody, the promoters obviously don't love that, and they're not looking to pay you that much for these particular fights without no insurance, right? Whereas I think he's gonna have to, like, I think the next deal, if he does any type of deal, is gonna be for multiple fights because I think the walls are closing in, and I think the book is out that you're not the biggest draw. Not saying you can't sell tickets. That's not my fight. I don't even push that, but people know that, and then your style ain't the most pleasing, right? Pure boxers get shitted on. It's just unfortunate, but they do. Then you're asking for people to put up money with no real clean or open line of communication with them. Think about, look, case in point, Sonny, look what they just did to the PBC. Instead of just handling the business behind the scenes like Rolly was doing, they go to the internet and try to tell the internet how bad business the PBC is doing. Oh, they want me to fight with no guarantee. You start out in business, right? You start spilling their business out in the street. Now the fight is dead. Rolly said he'd never negotiate with y'all again. I'm pretty sure PBC don't think about spinning the block because what's the incentive there? Right? An extra belt? They probably don't care. Rolly playing with house money. Him being a champion at welterweight in 2026 is a blessing for him and the PBC. So they could probably care less. You get me? So now you remove that fight off the table for yourself because of the way y'all went about doing business. Now you could take that unification. Ryan just said you don't want this fight. You told the world he's not enrolled in VADA. Then your dad said neither one of y'all is enrolled in VADA. So you get what I'm saying? Now you got both unifications off the table. You get me? No open working relationship with Eddie Hearn, the Zone, Oscar De La Hoya. You was telling Oscar to give you your money after you fought Ryan. So you get me? Nobody is throwing you a bone. So the last resort, and I think that's why we're hearing the Zuffa stuff. Zuffa is a possibility because he hasn't worked with them yet. It's essentially a clean slate. So they can maybe go strike a deal, something that makes sense for him, and maybe he can fight somebody over there. I don't know, but that's what I think is happening. I don't think they're being blackballed, Sonny, but I think they're being forced to boss up, right? All those days of just saying, yo, we our own boss and we don't work for nobody. That's cool to say, but now what you gonna do about it? Now that you're your own boss and it's time for you, it's fights that people are not willing to put up the money for you. What are you gonna do? So is being a boss working for you, or is it hurting your career? And that's the question. So it seemed like they may have burnt certain bridges with certain people, and as a result, like, it's kind of quiet on the Haney business. You don't even hear Turkey going crazy about making the fights in particular either. So I do think him and Bill gonna figure it out. They always do. They're very resourceful. They're smart as a team. They're gonna find something that works for them, but I think it's gonna have to be some concessions being made on their behalf. Maybe something we don't know about, but if they're gonna get the money that they're looking for, somebody gonna have them for more than one fight. Nobody's coming to their aid, putting up the money just for a one-off for a fight that might not even do that much. Get what I'm saying? So it's tough, man, but he gonna find it. He gonna figure it out. They're going to figure it out. Can he do it after all those burnt bridges? Hey, I know sometimes bridges get burnt, but I think relationships could be salvaged, bro. I really do, Sonny. I do. That this is when you got to put your business hat on, and you got to go start sitting down with these networks and shit. Then start sitting down with these promoters directly and start speaking for yourself. Try to mend some of them broken fences, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of them burnt bridges, bro. Get what I'm saying? Because other than that, it's gonna be tough. We seeing what's happening. He a whole undefeated world champion in his 3rd division, and ain't nobody in a rush to put on his fight. And I ain't saying like it's an indictment on him. He got out the ring not too long ago, but it's time to be talking about another fight. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's the way they done business for so long, catching up to him. It could be that, but it could be timing. You know what I'm saying? It's a number of different things. I just don't want to paint them out like they the bad guys. I'm not here to say that they're the bad guys, but they definitely responsible for their own fate, man. And I think the best way to fix any relationship is to sit down and see where it went wrong. And could it be, you know what I'm saying? Could the issue be resolved? And if that's the case, then if you, Devin, it's your career, I ain't too good to sit down and talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And try to iron out any potential issues. Because what you want is an open working relationship with these other promotional entities, just in case they end up promoting a fighter that you want to do business with. It makes it that much easier to me. Look what David Benn, and why I feel like this is the case too. Dev outs Bill one time. I don't think so. I think they locked in, bro. I think without Bill, there's no Devin. And I think he firmly understands it, appreciates it, and he probably looks at it that way. So I don't think he'll ever out his pops. I think they're gonna always be thick as thieves, and that's pretty dope. I admire that about their relationship. They really rock with each other. But you heard it in the, I don't know if you was in here earlier when I was playing the interview from Benavidez when he was talking about his relationship with these promoters is good. He sit down with these people and try to make these fights. That's what he got to do. The days of not doing your business no more is over with. You get what I'm saying? You got way too much at stake. You got way too much skin in the game. You've been around way too long. Now you need to know all the ins and outs of your business, and you need to be sitting down in them rooms and being on the phone with those people. How Benavidez was talking, having open working relationships with the promoters. So when it's time to sit down and talk about making a fight, they with it. That's what he need to do. Reef was good with it, bro. So on the last card, Devin Haney was on the other winners. Had fights lined up all right. I hope Devin can figure it out. I think he will. They always figure it out, but I'm telling you, you just need to make sure. Like, I could be wrong. I don't know if he burnt any bridges, but if he did, they need to work. You need to work that shit out. See if it can be worked out. I mean, put on timeout from these. Oh, on the interviews. Oh, hey, that's a possibility. He might tell him to tone it down some, Sonny. It's possible. It's possible, but then it's a part of him that might be cool with exactly what Bill does. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I had to take my glasses off real quick, wipe my face, man. Take the glasses off, clear the glasses off. Joe, man, put your palms down. Put the pistol down, Joe. Put the pistol down. Put the pistol down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe, man. But look, I don't know that, but I was asked a specific question. What do you think he has to do? You know, what can he do if, you know, basically if those bridges is burnt? And I said, that's what he should do. Sit down. I'm not saying he is or he is not. I'm saying that's something he could do, right? You got to make sure you listening. So I'm not saying he's not doing that, but from what it seems like, if I had to tell you from what it seemed, it don't seem like that's what's happening. It don't. It seemed like Bill do the business and he do the fighting. So it wouldn't shock me if he's not sitting down. Like, think about it. I don't think they're sitting down with the very same promoters that they said effed them over. That's out of Bill's mouth. So I don't think so. I think it's a reason why Zuffa exists. We got some of the biggest channels. They're Haney. I don't want to call them pro Haney channels. I'll just say they rock with Haney heavy. They say they talking Zuffa, and I think that the reason why that's a possibility is because you work with so many other people. It's a clean slate with Zuffa. You don't gotta worry about like crossing no burnt bridge or none of that. You could just oh yeah, you gotta tap in. So I don't know what Devin should try BLK Prime again. Shout out to Cut Creator. It was good, bro. So I don't know if he is or if he is not, but I would lean toward it being no. And you got to think, because he ain't been doing that. That's not what he been doing. And he said it. He fight. His dad be doing the business side. So I don't know. Maybe Bill is. Maybe he not. I don't know. I don't know what they is or is not doing. But what I am saying though, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough to get fights if you don't have working relationships with none of the people, right? Like, just think about something. The biggest fight for him is the Ryan Garcia rematch, right? You know what I mean? The Ryan Garcia rematch is the biggest fight for Devin Haney, right? Why wouldn't he want to take that fight? Why wouldn't he want to, like, their minds don't even be in the right place. You get me? Like, think about his relationship with Oscar. He went on the internet and told the world Oscar owed money. Just for when they ran into each other, they was shaking hands and cool and taking pictures and shit, right? It's crazy. So it's like, that's how they do it. When he has an issue with somebody, he goes to the internet instead of dealing with it behind the scenes. And they end up you know, just not doing business no more. All right. You know what I'm saying? Go to the meetings. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Dad, and I think that's why it's successful, because Bill wears the multiple hats that he need to wear, and Dad focus on, you know, making sure his check right and doing the fight. That, I'm not saying that is a bad thing. You got to make sure. Notice, Joe, nobody else that you're going to hear talk and have this conversation about Devin is going to be on a positive note. They're going to be trying to shit on him. That's not my angle. That's why I'm saying, that's why I say put the pistol down. Like, it ain't me saying he's not doing this stuff, but that's something that I think would help him or put him in better position to get these fights. And the reason why I'm saying that and doubling down on it, because you have David Benavidez out there. You got David Benavidez that said in an interview today when he was talking with Ariel Helwani. Well, he did the interview yesterday. He said he's sitting down with the promoters and stuff and making sure he got a good relationship with these guys. And when he sees a fight that want to be made, you know what I mean? He's sitting down talking to the right people to try to get these fights over the hump. Nah, I already know, Joe. I get it. But I'll say this. Always consider this, bro. Always consider this. Always consider this. When I'm talking, just know it's not a DHP slander party. You know what I'm saying? Just know it ain't a DHP slander party. I'm going to always get that man his just due. DHP should sign a Golden Boy, get that Ryan fight. Hey, yo, look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and act like I got the right moves that he can make or the step-by-step that he should follow to get it done. But what I will say is this. If I'm Devin, of course, this is me and, you know, I'm not the fighter, but if I'm him, I'm doing everything in my power to get this Ryan Garcia fight. And I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm doing everything in my power to get that fight. Why? Because it's the biggest rematch for you, bro. Do you know the sweetest revenge would be you beating Ryan Garcia for the title that he holds dearly on an even playing field in a unification fight with the money on the line, giving him an actual L on his record? That should be dope. That's why I've been wanting to see for Ryan, for Devin for a while. I want to see Devin beat this dude ass. Like, and I don't mean that as like no diss to Ryan, but again, if Ryan would have said, you know what, I should have made sure my supplements was tested and everything was on the up and up. I put something in my body. I'm accountable for the Ostarine being in my body, but Devin still can't beat. If he'd have said something like that, I would respect him. He blamed everybody. He passed the buck. He lied. He walked shit back. The way he treated Devin was like, I'm gonna make a mixtape. I cheated you. So what? I beat you. And they still celebrating that win. That fight like it count, and it don't. So for that reason, I want to see Devin avenge that messed up situation, because I think that's where a lot of this shit that the narratives came from with this fight. You get what I'm saying? So I want to see Devin get this lick back. If I'm Devin, man, and Bill, I'm doing everything as a collective to get this dude, this cheater, back in the ring with us. Straight like that. Even playing for I will be dreaming about taking Ryan Garcia belt up off him. You get what I'm saying? If you Devin, take that shit up off him. So when I had this conversation, I want to see Dev win, unless he in there with that Brick City native. You get me? Then we having a different conversation. But other than that, I want to see this dude go keep being great, man. Go make your money. Go do you. Go beat Ryan's ass. Shit, beat Rolly ass too while you at it. Those are both fights that I wanted to see him in. I'm not against seeing this man get his. I want to see him get it. Yeah, and that's what. So Joe, at first, when you looking like the new thing in town, right? And you ain't had a fight like with Ryan Garcia where you got dropped multiple times and you've been doing nothing but winning. You're winning. People are more inclined to do business with you, right? But I think things changed after the Ryan Garcia fight. And now that you having no real ties to no promotional company, they kind of not throwing you no bone and they letting you figure it out. Or you get what I'm saying? I think they're trying to back them in the corner. I think they promoted this independent movement for so long that people are now saying, all right, well, let's see what you're about. And it kind of looked like it's blackballing or they doing them dirty. But nah, I think just the lack of ties and connection with any of these companies is making it so it's business as usual, right? Oh, you don't got no connection to you. If this fight doesn't make a shit ton of money, we ain't putting up no money for it. You get what I'm saying? They kind of letting him fend for itself. So he's just going to be forced to finesse another situation and figure it out. But I'm sure he's going to do it. And it could be that too, though. But that's regular business, though, Joe. That's regular business. You get what I'm saying? He's done it in the past, Joe. He's done it in the past. Maybe you might need to sign on for a couple fights. Know what I mean? But I don't want him to get screwed over in the deal. I want the man to get what he's supposed to get. I'm not against DHP. I want to see the man win, specifically the Ryan fight. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. How you feeling, bro? Let's keep going. Let me play some more of this, see what Ryan was talking about. Shit, my bad.
Hey, Olivia, can you say shout out Chris, bro? Can you say shout out Kev? Hey, get in here, get in here. Everybody get Kev. Move back, everybody move back. Hey, security. Hey, get them. I'm sorry, bro. Everybody move back, everybody move back. Hey, Vergasada. Do not drop the drinks, everybody move back. Wait, at least everybody move back. I appreciate it.
Gene the Great, this is the one that he punched. Gene the Great, I've been having a lot of beef with him, but he's one of the weirdest people in the world. I feel bad, man. If I could beat his ass for you, I would, but he would be a waste of my time. He's a scum piece of shit. And you didn't deserve that, bro.
Everybody move back, everybody move back. I don't want that, man.
Let's set you up, Sean. Let's set you up.
Yes, I promise. I'll never have it again. Throw it back, I'll just take out myself.
Hey, Ryan, one of your cameramen broke my phone. Can you just do that, please, bro? Who? Well, I don't know. One of your cameramen, it's a video proof too. It's an iPhone 10 too.
Let's go. That was when I was in the building, guys. Look at that. Look at that.
After a long day,
There it is. Look at that.
Like, one thing about Ryan, you could see in this little video, like he could draw a crowd. Like the man eating, they in his face calling his name. Yeah, he was at like some type of charity soccer event. Like he could draw a crowd, bro. He could. I'm telling you, Devin, that's the fight you need. The hell with Conor, Benn, and anybody else. Ryan is not on Zuffa. You need to do that. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, I ain't got all the answers for that, man, but think about the amount of shit you could talk after beating this dude on an even playing field and taking his belt and giving him an extra loss. Think about it. It'll be absolutely nothing nobody could say about Devin Haney. Nothing. That's the fight. They think you scared of this guy. You already went 12 rounds with him, but they still think you scared to rematch him. Man, go out there with a different game plan, different mentality, box his head off, take his belt, give him another loss, and move on. I'm telling you, bro. That's how you do it. I'm telling you, because I feel like The situation he dealing with right now with like far as trying to find the next opportunity or landing spot, I think that 420 fight with Ryan Garcia is the reason people dealing with him the way they dealing with him now. I think they got a chance to see him look less than spectacular, right? Less than Devin, right? They got to see him get knocked down a few times. They're like, okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? So they really judging him off a fight where he got cheated. Think about it. They still post this fight like it was fair. I don't even think you should promote a fight that had where somebody had PEDs in their system. I really don't. I think that's crazy that they still post this fight up like it's some type of accomplishment or something. Like anniversary of. Like anniversary, my ass is the anniversary where he got cheated, bro. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. Always supporting my guy, man. Appreciate you. Little support for my YouTube brother, man. Appreciate the love as always, my guy. Shout out to Mike Kirkland. Fans want to see these dudes put on, and Devin just don't. Mag 7 was good. Look, Devin is who he is, man. Yeah, casual fans are different, and he has that hands down. Yeah, they do. His period gonna sign with Zuffa. He might. Zuffa might not be a bad landing spot because you got a clean slate with them. You don't have you don't got to worry about a burnt bridge per se, right? Like you don't have a relationship with them. And I mean, Conor Benn is over there, but this is the thing. Is he ready to relinquish his title? Because if you go over there on Zuffa, I would love to see you still be the welterweight WBO champion on Zuffa. I would love to see it. They made Ja give up his belt. Richardson Hitchens vacated his title, moved to 47. I did not tell y'all that was the fight to make. Didn't I tell y'all a day or two ago? I just did the live stream with Devin and Hitchens. I told y'all that's the fight to make on Zuffa at 47. But thing is, it ain't gonna be for no title. Watched the fight last night. He said that's they saying Ryan wants the tank rematch. He wants that big bag again. Yeah, he said it. He said he prayed that he get that rematch. See why Devin wanted 75%. I think I see why too, bro. See why he's tried a 75-25 core, man. They smart, yo. They smart, Jordan. They smart. They smart. Because think about something. For people to keep saying how his style is this, his style is that, he don't get knockouts, he pillow-fisted, he chinny. They get paid. They get paid to fight. They get paid good to fight. So, I don't know. I think him and Bill been doing a damn good job, man, getting them paydays, getting these guys to pay them, you know what I'm saying, pay them what they claim that they're not worth. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Ja didn't fight his man, though. That's why he got stripped. I think it's more to it than that. I think Ja got stripped because he fought on Zuffa. Now you might can throw that out there as a technicality. Yeah, he didn't fight his man though, but was he due to fight his man though? That's the thing. I don't know if that was the reason why. Like it was Zuffa. Remember, they made him make a choice which belt to keep. They wasn't gonna let him keep both. If you fighting over here on Zuffa, you gotta leave that belt alone. Remember? So I don't know. And then I just played the video where Oscar is saying that Zuffa already said they're not playing ball with none of the sanctioning bodies. Name one person that's on Zuffa that fought for a title or got one. You get what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think they could have made the exception, bro. I think that's more so because of he fighting on Zuffa, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody on Zuffa got a title. Who got a world title on Zuffa? What world champion is over there on Zuffa boxing? You get what I'm saying? I think you got to take into account that they're not rocking with them sanctioning bodies. So, yeah, they can make it sound like, well, we stripped you because you didn't fight your mandatory. Man, bullshit. I got to look into that because that wasn't the case. They made them choose, man, fighting on that platform. And then you holding the title that's under one of the sanctioning bodies that they saying they're not recognizing. They ain't doing it, bro. Tunnel vision. There you go. There you go. You might as well start. There you go. Just living life. Shout out to Pete Queen. How you feeling? Dub Boxing and Fax Machine. The plug. My dog. What's good with it, Dub? How you feeling, my guy? Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button. I don't know what side y'all on, but everybody hit the like button. We're going to rock out for a bit more. I'm going to play some more of this. Like I said, man, I just like to talk about fights that make sense. And I root for Devin in that regard, man. It's just unfortunate that they make it seem like he not worth doing business with. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that's the corner they could have backed themselves into. But again, without having all the answers and all the information after everything he went through, this should be his number one guy right here. His number one guy. This should be the number one dude you should want to fight. I don't care about no Conor, Benn, Jack Catterall, Broly, nobody. This guy got a title, bro. Better go catch his ass. He inconsistent at best. This dude be inconsistent. You mess around, catch him slipping, bro. Mess around, catch Ryan Garcia slipping, bro. I'm trying to tell you, Devin the Dream Haney, before you sign to Zuffa, you better do everything in your power to see to it that you can't get this unification with this man right here. If you allow this fight to like fall by the wayside and you never rematch this dude, they're going to always hold 420 against you, bro. Unfortunately, you got cheated, but people going to treat it like it was a fair fight. They don't care. They just care that you was getting knocked down multiple times and you look like less than Devin Haney in that fight. They don't care that you got cheated. You get what I'm saying? That's what I thought. So I know I wasn't tripping. I know Dumb, stupid. I know I was. It wasn't the Mando. His Mando wasn't up. Open time fought is mandatory in December 2025. You remember he broke his back. Remember how he did, dude? Open Tie is a maniac, yo. The only other maniac in boxing is Benavidez. Them two dudes don't got it all. I don't care what you say. Ja Opatai and David Benavidez got loose screws. Like, they got good loose screws, though. Like, not slow, or on a spectrum. I don't mean that in that way. But they don't got it all. Like, they'll crash out on you in the ring. Like, Ja be trying to punch a hole through your soul. You get what I'm saying? And Benavidez be trying to do the same thing. Shout out to Dub. That's why I call him the fax machine, bro. He always got the facts for me. But I knew it wasn't the Mando situation. I'm looking at it as very simple, bro. Shout out to Cecil. What's good, homie? Let me get you back right. I had a rogue wrench, man. I had some of y'all don't got wrenches. Y'all know why, though. I had a rogue wrench, man. We got him back right, though. Shout out to Cecil, man. Ja Pataya is a crash out in the ring, and so is Benavidez. That's going to be one hell of a fight when they fight each other. If they fight each other. You know what I'm saying? If that fight happens. But again, him being on Zuffa and people trying to fight for titles, those two things don't go together. If people want me to believe that that's not the case, that Zuffa is perfectly fine putting on title fights, then show me. I ain't seen it yet. If you sign up to Zuffa, your title going with it. You could relinquish your title and all that championship, undisputed, unification. Kill that shit. And until I see them make a fight with somebody with a title, then I'll believe it. Them dudes clearly said, yo, we gonna be our own league. Like Oscar said, we gonna make our own sandbox and we the only ones playing in it. That's what it sounds like they doing. So with that kind of thinking, nobody can fight for a title over there. You gotta go fight for that Zuffa trophy. Yo, that is crazy, bro. Yo, did y'all see the video with Ja Patai talking about how he got his jaw wired for that title? For him not to be the IBF champion right now should be a crime, bro. That shit should be a crime in boxing, man. That man missed. He said his grandmother's funeral for that title. His jaw was wired. He said 4 months. Zuffa is bogus. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Zuffa is bogus, bro. Nah, bro. Y'all not allowing people to have their titles is crazy, yo. They said, nah, we gonna be our own thing. We doing our own thing. We taking over. Y'all ain't taking over boxing. Y'all don't got the talent or the titles, bro. That shit is conflict. I'm telling you. And we found out that y'all ain't paid Conor Benn $15 million for one fight. I'm not mad at Zuffa at all, bro. But am I crazy? Listen, y'all, how do y'all feel? Hey, Dub, talk to me, because that's my guy right there. I can ask him why he in here. Before you leave out of here, Dub, if you still in here. Hey, my guy, how do you feel about 5 fights in 2.5 years for Conor Benn? You think you think that's doable? You think that man gonna have 5 fights in 2.5 years? Zuffa said we really gonna treat Conor like he a prospect. He gonna have 5 fights in 2.5 years. We moving him. Man, shout out to my dog's own verse. Peace and blessings to my Brody. How you feeling, man? How y'all find out he didn't get the $15 million? Bro, what? Joe always got to be the one. Joe always got to be the one. How y'all find out he didn't get the 15 million? Hey, Joe, where you been at? You paying attention, bro? You all right over there? You good? You are you watching the show? At first, it was this talk of, Conor Benn, 15 million, one fight. He signs a Zuffa deal to fight Regis Prograis, right? After he fights Regis Prograis, we find out that it wasn't a one fight deal for 15 million. It was 5 fights, 15 million, 2.5 years. Ain't no way they gave him all that money up front. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they did that. I don't think it was no re-sign. I think, and this is just me. I could be wrong. I think Regis was one of the 5 fights possibly. Ain't no way they was gonna pay that man 15 million to fight Regis Prograis. We knew that shit didn't make sense. So that's what, like, there's no way he like re-signed and it's like, okay, now I re-signed 5 fights, 5.5, 2.5 years for 15 million. That's not what happened. Yo, they crazy. Hey, yo. And they told Core, remember they told Shakur he should have took that top rank extension? He should have took that 3 million to fight. He should have took it. Core been doing better ever since, bro. That shit is crazy. They about to, Conor Benn gonna be cooked. Talk about the multi-fight announcement. Yeah, he said, I think it's possible 2 per year. And maybe they can slide in one more to make it 5. I'm thinking his first fight of the deal was Regis. Hey, Dub, we saying, all right, I ain't crazy then, because you're a logical thinker. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, he got 4 more, 2.5. I'm like, when the last time, that's all I'm saying, Dub, when the last time he had 5 fights in 2.5 years? And who the hell is he going to be fighting over there? Bro, this shit is funny. 5 fights in 60 months. And Pooh made it sound crazy. 60 months. He said it's easy. Not when it was a guy that's just getting back in the mix. Remember, his name wasn't good for a minute. He couldn't get a license and all that. Now he back good. I think it's a combination of things. Who he gonna fight? Because think about it. The weight class he gonna be campaigning at is 47. Who the hell they gonna be putting him in there with? And he gonna be fighting like often, like he can't miss a beat. And hey, Dub, don't forget, he just left the fight with Regis with cuts. Remember, his shit was all cut up. His shit was cut up looking crazy. The one thing that you don't need to happen when you're trying to make it to your next fight happened in the Regis fight. He had cuts over both eyes. So you already know now the recovery time different. You can't come just right back because now you're dealing with scar tissue. You get what I'm saying? So, all right, let me say this. It's crazy. Oh my God. This just sound crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. Oh man, hold on. All right, let me chill. First he said, it was like Regis signed a Zuffa, 15 million, 1 fight deal for Regis. We like, hold on, that shit don't sound right. Regis on his way out. Regis was so much on his way out, he was about to pull out the day of the fight. So that's the guy we like, there ain't no way you pay that man 15 million for that. So then, he get through the fight. He wins the fight. He beat Regis fair and square. He handled business, but he had cuts over both eyes. You know what I'm saying? He had cuts over both eyes, looking crazy, coming up out of there. So then they announced like the 5 fights, 2.5 years. And I'm like, all right, so that got to be one to fight. So he got 4 more fights to go. Who the hell is he fighting? He got cuts, so he got to sit out for a little longer, let the cuts heal. I was like, bro, this plan got to go off without a hitch. Like you can't afford not one setback. Any one setback, it's over. Any one setback, deal off. The deal going to extend for another year. They probably got it in the contract. If you don't meet this deadline in 2.5 years, your contract extend a whole nother year, 2 more fights. I'm just joking, man. I'm just having fun with it. But shout out to Conor Benn. I respect him because you can say what you want. He a late bloomer, picked the sport up late, and he took the Benn last name and he finessed millions of dollars out the sport. So the more people say he's not that good, he could point to these fights where he made these millions of dollars and say, well, I got paid like I was that good. You get what I'm saying? And that's something that I'm going to always respect. Same as I respect Regis, a guy that picked up the sport late. They both got that in common. He's a 2-time world champion, so Regis really overachieved. I'm glad he retiring and he ain't sticking around to allow people to, like, you know, beat on him and shit like that. Shout out to the Rougarou, man. He overachieved and he made his millions. He got out with his money and his faculties. And shout out to Conor. I see what you're doing. I respect it. I respect the work ethic. My biggest hang up on Conor is the respect that I gave him for not just living off his dad's last name, because you see the first 10 fights to the next 10 to 12 fights for Conor, they night and day. They're different. They're much different. He got considered. He improved consistently through the years, right? Like subtle improvements through the years. So I respect his grind and all that. And he's manifest. I mean, he's turned this shit into millions of dollars for himself. So, and he ain't never been a world champion, but he's fighting for world championship money. So the joke is really on the people that got to pay him, not Conor Benn. So I respect that, but I want to see how they gonna pull off the Zuffa stuff, man. It's already a conflict because Conor is actively talking about fighting Ryan Garcia. That's the fight he want. He want the WBC title. How are you gonna fight for a WBC title if you just read up over there for at least 4 more fights, right? So that's a problem. And then Eddie Hearn, you got Eddie Hearn, Dana White, Oscar, all that going on. It just don't seem like they on the same page to be able to put that fight together. So it might be a fight that they have to miss out on for real. And that's going to be unfortunate, man, because Conor, they say he re-signed. Yeah, because I think it's, I don't know, how do they say, semantics, if you will, Joe? Like, it's wordplay, man. It's wordplay. They make it sound good, re-signed. Like, no, bro, no. He ain't re-signed shit. That man, that was the whole deal. 5 fights, 2.5 years. That's what I think. Because think about how they leaked the information, Joe. They wanted you to believe that 15 million was for 1 fight. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to re-announce it again. Oh, it's 15 million for these 5 fights. No. Like Dub said, I think that's a logical way of thinking. One of the 5 fights was Regis. He ain't re-signed. They released more details. They letting you know what was more in the deal now. The deal entailed 5 fights and not just 1. That's all. It wasn't no re-signing. They ain't do 2 different deals with him. One for the Regis and then another one for 5. No, that's just unnecessary. Right? But they can sell it to, and remember, Eddie Hearn told you too, Joe. Eddie Hearn told you what? Eddie Hearn said there is no way in hell that they signed him for 1 fight for 15 million without having the rights to another fight or anything like that. Look how right Eddie Hearn was, because he know the business. He know that shit not feasible. It don't make sense to pay him that much money to fight Regis Prograis in a non-title fight. That's why I know the deal was it's not that it was suspect, but the way they put the information out was sus, right? They wanted they wanted people, the fans and the fighters, to think that Regis was making or Conor was making 15 million for 1 fight for Regis. That's what they wanted you to think. Remember, Eddie Hearn said it. He said the lawyers told him this was a 1 fight deal. He said we're gonna get to the bottom of it and find out if that was the truth. But you fast forward to today, you know that that's not the truth. You get what I'm saying? That's not the truth. So, nah, man, they signed that dude for 5 fights, $15 million, 2.5 years. And I don't think they gave it all to him up front. 60 months sound like jail time, I swear, dude. Conor Benn is the low-hanging fruit. Right. He like a crash out, but he got a name and he could draw. I think he could sell some tickets. I do. Willie says, son of Michael Willie. Okay. Shout out to you. Anybody on Zuffa got to stop talking about wanting to fight for the belts unless they talking about the Zuffa belt. And they talking about, when they say world titles, Cal, they talking about the same world titles that we see everybody fight for. WBC, WBO, WBA, and IBF. They talking about that shit. Ring Magazine, they talking about those belts. They ain't talking about the Zuffa shit, but that's why I don't know if everybody got their information correct. You know what I'm saying? To match it for one fight. That's true, but I don't think that was the case, though. Tunnel vision. That's true. What you're saying is true. But I think what Eddie said was very telling. He knew it was never one fight. It was never one fight. Because you get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. They told you about the 15 million before they told you about how many fights. They made it look like it was one fight. We all know that's the whole deal right there. So they ain't paying no damn Conor Ben 15 million for no one fight. The fight Regis in a non-title fight. That's not even smart business to me. And I know they know that's stupid. But you're right, though. Devin versus Hitch is about to be for the Zuffa belt. I'm telling you, Dad, but gonna have to vacate that title, though. You're gonna have to vacate that title. You're gonna have to vacate that title. So look, man, shout out to Ryan, but Oscar De La Hoya and him clearly ain't talked. They ain't on the same page, bro. They ain't on the same page when it comes to this shit. And as a result, he's asking for a fight that it seemed like he ain't gonna be able to make. You know what I mean? That his promoter ain't gonna be able to get for him because dudes is on opposite sides, which is corny, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But lastly, man, I'll bring this up, man. Everybody been talking about this shit with Floyd and his money situation, and I seen this video that kind of concerned me a little bit. You just hate to see these videos. Everybody been using Floyd's recent situation as a reason, you know, as like the next, I don't know, talking points, man. I don't know. It's just weird, but I gotta play this video, man. Dude was in front of the gym talking about Floyd owing money or something like that. And I just wanted to get my thoughts on it. Andre Durrell spoke on this briefly too. I gotta find where I put these videos at real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Hit the like button, y'all, as we continue to get towards the end of this live as we wrapping up. All right, here go the two videos right here. I'm gonna play both of these joints, man. All right, let me get to this, y'all. There's one thing I never like to do is talk about people money unless I'm being responsible about it. But like I said, I think people have used Floyd's recent situations, right, to try to, I guess, diminish him, right? They couldn't beat him in the ring. The record's still spotless, but they found a chink in the armor, which is him kind of monkey hustling is what I call it, putting himself in a bunch of weird ass deals where you taking advances and money and, you know, they saying Pacquiao owns your gym, and this is just wild. But we're going to get to these clips, man, and I'm going to just get my thoughts on it, and we're going to get up out of here. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button, sub to the channel, support the grind. It just seemed like people felt like they got the one thing where they could, oh, you see, he ain't the money man. You can't question the record no more because it's solidified 50-0. So now we got to find another way to knock him down. That's what it just be seeming like, right? And some of it is to his own fault because he got that real arrogant type of attitude and energy. And I think one thing about Floyd, this is just me respectfully, it's like he never got out of character. He never stopped being Money Mayweather well after he stopped making that money for these fights, right? So I think anytime you're not able to like separate yourself from the persona and the man, you're going to run into some trouble. You know what I mean? So maybe it could be the situation, but I'm never going to say he broke like my kind of broke, right? I think Floyd's broke is just different, man. I think maybe doing bad moves and you get what I'm saying? Just doing bad business right now. You know what I'm saying? And ruining his reputation a little bit in the streets. But let's get to these clips, man. Crabs in the barrel. I swear.
Is now the owner of Mayweather's gym. Folks, this report comes directly from Pacquiao himself along with the Associated Press, in which it was confirmed that yes, Manny Pacquiao has acquired and is now the new owner of Mayweather's old gym that got shut down sometime last year due to financial reasons.
Can I keep it a buck with y'all, man? I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. They're not doing nothing but throwing dirt on that man's name. Like, it's sad enough he already going through this financial issue. All on him. Taxes. He losing everything, selling everything, right? I don't believe he'll ever be completely broke, but he's just not going to be as rich as he used to be. Or maybe he will. You never know what guy might jump in and say today. But now we got a situation where he loses all of his facilities, right? And y'all dish it over to the one man, his biggest rival, Manny Pacquiao. That's low. I wouldn't be surprised if the same investors that Mayweather was working with on this thing went over to Pacquiao and gave it over to him, right? And on top of that, they're going to choose to help him much better than they did Mayweather. Now, this is all on Mayweather.
Yeah.
He probably caused this on himself.
Yeah, and that's why I want to say, like, because people be hearing the wrong thing. Well, I don't feel sorry for him. He brought it on himself. It's not about that. It's just like we attach ourselves to negativity with no hesitation, and I'm just not piling on, man. That he's still money made to me, 50-0. I'll believe it when he ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. But until then, Floyd he got rich.
All he thinks about is money. He think about making money, but it's almost like he feel like his name will do the work for him, right? Pacquiao could be enduring the same situation. But I guarantee y'all ain't gonna let him fail. Why?
Facts. And then the people and Manny Pacquiao biggest fans and supporters, they're not gonna do hours worth of live streams and videos and content talking about how stupid Manny is. When Manny said he lost a bunch of money in politics and he gave out a lot of money and he was going broke and stuff like that, you don't see it doesn't attract the kind of attention that it does when it's Mayweather. It just hit totally different. It'd be the same people. It'd be our people just piling on. And it's like, man, y'all weird, man. Y'all weird. It's almost like you can tell the people who talking about it responsibly because it's boxing topics and the people that just using it as something to kind of see, y'all see Mayweather is this, man. Nah, he's still who he is, bro. He having rich people problems, and that's how I'm gonna leave it at.
Why? Because he a Filipino man.
Yep.
He a good dude. He an American prospect. Mayweather, though, black man, boastful, proud, undefeated, the greatest fighter to ever live, right? Rich, confident. Y'all want to throw dirt on his name, shaming him like this, man, by giving it to the one, his biggest rival. That's low. That's what y'all did. I don't care what y'all say. This is what y'all did it for. To throw shame on that man's name. And again, yeah, he probably put it all on himself, man.
Right.
But damn, to kick a man when he's down, boy, when it rains, it pours. And this is living proof.
Yeah.
He did a lot of talking. He hurt a lot of people. He defeated a lot of names. He lost people a lot of money. So y'all throw a lot of shame his way. That's how I feel, man. Mayweather again. Put it on him. It's on him.
Yeah.
No bull. Right? But come on, man. Come on, dog. He's still TBE.
Yeah.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
Yeah. Facts, Dre. Shout out to Andre Durrell. Shout out to Andre Durrell, man. He's still TBE to me. That's how I feel too. And this the other video in kind of connection because they was talking about Pacquiao owning the gym. This is one of the gyms. They were saying he owed $30K. You got these clowns, literally, like seriously, like I get it. You pay what you owe, pay your fare, pay your tabs. But you literally got fucking clowns dressed up, full-blown clowns dressed up outside the gym talking about he owed $30K. You walking up to people, you throwing papers at people that just work there. That's how people get hurt. They don't got nothing to do with it. Y'all involving random people in his shit. Y'all going about it the wrong way. Like I said, if this was Pacquiao, if this wasn't Floyd, the Mayweather last name, these actual clowns wouldn't be outside the facility doing this. And look, I'm not saying they wrong about being owed money, but the way you go about it, bro, like, do you really think that this is going to get you what you want? Seriously, you just making a clown show out of it, and you literally dressed up like fucking Ronald McDonald in real time. Like, let's look at this shit, y'all. Hit the like button, everybody, as we wrapping up, man. We wrapping up last video of the day.
We are at Floyd Mayweather's state, Rock City, and we are protesting him for wisdom, esoterica, because he owes over $30,000 because he put the lighting system in. So this is Los Payasos, their president, doing it Los Payasos style. Well, here you go, brother. Here you go. You can give that to Floyd Mayweather. You can give that to Floyd Mayweather. You want to get to
Look, dude, that's armed security, and you telling him to give it to Floyd Mayweather. He telling you he don't got nothing to do with it, and you still got the paper in his face. That's how people get hurt. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. In a situation like that, and you in my face, and you putting something by me, like physically got something by me, and I'll tell you one, just get it away from me, I probably would have punched him in his shit. Dude better than me, I probably would have punched him in his shit. I'm not even joking. Just because I had literally zero to do with what you talking about. I didn't do the lights. I'm doing security. That's what it looked like. You get what I'm saying? Take that shit up with Mayweather. That's why I say, man, this is clown behavior. Said them clowns probably owe money. Right.
Floyd Mayweather. That's for Floyd Mayweather, brother. So this is how we do it. Los Payasos style. We are here protesting. Let's go over more. Come on down. Come over more. It's over. And this is how we do it. Los Payasos style. We are protesting the famous Floyd Mayweather.
It is terrible,
we are
bro.
here in the city of Las Vegas. And this is how we do it. Los Payasos style. So we are protesting Floyd Mayweather here at
KO, what's good, bro?
At Skate
What's good with it, man?
Rock City, and this is the way we do it. Los Payasos style. So Floyd Mayweather, he should be paying his bills. You don't owe here. Well, we're here protesting Floyd Mayweather. Call the police. We're gonna go to the front. And this is the way we do it. Los Payasos style. And once again, we are protesting Floyd Mayweather Jr. of Skate Rock City. And you see what we feel about him in our opinion. So we are getting kicked out of here. So we are going to go now. Let's go.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't doing that dumbass shit.
Well, he should pay his bill,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing that. You are not gonna get your money that way.
You want a job?
Like, that's one of the most ineffective ways to get your money. Yeah, let me go agitate all the people that ain't have shit to do with it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Floyd owe us money, but let me go bother the security that's working, making an honest living, or trying to make an honest living. Let me go bother them. That seems like it makes sense. Yeah. Let me walk up to random armed security and just and just make them responsible for the tag, bro, on everything. And it's more than one security. Yo, we packing y'all the hell up, bro. We packing you up. You walk up to me on some goofy shit like that, you drop a paper somewhere by me, I'm beating you up, bro. I ain't about to play. Beating your ass. Shout out to Ann McQueen, the professor. Locked and loaded. What up, man? Saying Manny comes off as benevolent, so folks will be more inclined to show grace. Yeah, Floyd's persona is on the opposite end of the spectrum. I get it, and I think it makes it. He makes himself an easy target, right? So Floyd ain't no victim. I don't want to come off like I'm saying he's some victim, but people like to pile on, man. They like to kick you when you down, and that's what they doing, man. Everybody piling up with the money shit, and I just call it rich people problems. Look, I rock with Floyd. The record's spotless. They can't find nobody to beat him in the ring, so they want to try to beat him another way. That's how I feel. I mean, yeah, he brings this shit on himself, and I think a big part of me feels like he never turned off that Money Mayweather persona. Like, he kept that shit going even well after he physically retired from the sport. But at the end of the day, man, it's a way to do things, and this is not how you get your money, bro. Hey, tunnel vision, bro. You saying something, and I don't even know if you know what you're saying, but you probably do. Bro, you never know what somebody is going through. Do not walk up to somebody playing, bro, because this is what walking up playing is. We get it, like you got an issue, but your issue is not with the people. And I don't believe in like casualties. I don't believe in like, you know, involving innocent people, bystanders, and, you know, just individuals ain't got nothing to do with the situation, bro. I never approach it like that. Who that? Unc Dre? Is that my dog? What's good, Unc Dre? How you feeling, man? Yeah, you never know, Jordan. You never know, man. That could have been the worst day in the world that Buddy is having, man. And you out here playing. But shout out to them for maintaining their composure. The female that got out the car, she said that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, and they still in their face playing. But good for them though. They didn't overly press the issue, and they did eventually like walk off peacefully. So I've seen worse shit, but shout out to Floyd, man. I hope he fixed whatever them rich people problems that he having. He's still TBE to me. This shit changes nothing, but it amazes me how fast that we jump on top of negativity, man, and it's crazy. It's wild, man. No tipping point where he crashes out. Yeah, I'm telling you, leave people alone, bro. Wearing hot ass masks in Vegas at that. Hot and shit. Y'all out there looking crazy, playing. That man pulled that damn pistol off his hip and pointed at you. Now he wrong because you in his face playing. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work, man. But shout out to everybody, man. Another dope build in the book. Shout out to everybody that rocked out to the end. All the support. Shout out to the Queen Lisa. Tay, what's good with it, homie? Shout out to everybody that continues to rock out with your boy. We always building boxing up, never tearing it down. We just gave it its just due. It's a lot of different things we touched on, man. But this was the starting topic, man. This is the fight that I'm looking forward to. It'll be here sooner than later, man. Sooner than you think. We at the end of April, and May is right here. I think this got fight of the year potential written all over it. You know what I'm saying? But I think David Benavidez is about to make a statement. I think he's just gonna be something much different than what Zordo has experienced as a professional, and I think that's what's gonna win him the fight. Shout out to Andre, man. Appreciate you as always, man. Sure, the sad part is that the amount of money he made, damn, man, yeah. But you know what? Why it's always a shame, but why it don't surprise me? Because if you never turn off the persona and you never stop selling us the lifestyle, at one point you should have stopped because you wasn't making that money no more. So it's easy to catch up to you when you still selling a lifestyle, when you're not financing it the same way you once was when he was boxing and making these hundreds of $1 million paychecks and shit like that. So shout out to Floyd, but locked and loaded, man. I'll never believe it until they start taking all his properties and cars, and then we could say, oh man, he in some trouble. But right now, I'm chalking it up rich people problems. And that's my time for today. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Turn your notifications on, share the live, hype the live, man. We're going to be back. We might be back at 4 p.m. tomorrow. We came here early. We might be back early. We don't know. So that's why you turn your notifications on. We just going to keep building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And I'll see all of y'all tomorrow. Peace to the fam.